What's up, y'all? What's up? Let me make sure my mic on the right way. Hold on. Let me make sure my mic on. How y'all doing this morning, man? I was over there holding down. Yeah, my mic on. Holding down KL channel. I just left the gym. I'm feeling good. Somebody called me fat. I'm like, what? Man, listen, man. Let me go to my visual effects. Listen, man, I done changed it up. I'm swole. I'm slim. I'm working out. I know you ain't calling me fat. Huh? What that boy been dropping down doing no push-ups? I'm talking about 44. Hey, listen, you can wash your clothes right here. Real talk. Uh, what the hell is going on here, B? This shit just kicking me off. Okay, now it's back on. Yeah, man. Sit up here calling the kid fat. Who fat? What? Well, hey, I feel it though. I done did that treadmill this morning. I'm feeling light. I'm feeling flat. I ain't been on that liquor. I done had a white claw too. But I'm just smoking swagger, drinking my water, smoking that swagger, drinking that water, and eating that watermelon. Hey, and eating that watermelon that they tried to trick us not to eat. Yeah, white folks, y'all tried to trick me not to eat watermelon. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I found me some. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm a watermelon eater. I'm a watermelon eater because I know the benefits of watermelon. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You won't trick me. Black seeds. Not the watermelon that they selling you with that gray seed. I don't eat that watermelon. But yeah, man. I might do another pillow. Raise this thing up even higher. My ghetto setup. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, don't eat them plastic watermelons and shit. Don't do that to yourself. Find you some watermelon with the black seed in it and get that. Man, boy, I'm looking slim, boy. What the hell I've been eating? What the hell I've been eating? Oh, watermelon. Oh, with the black seed in it. None of that gray seed. Yeah, get you a watermelon with that black seeds all through there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man. Hey, I trolled the hell out of Chucky last night. Hey, I know he ain't watching this because I ain't sent him no link. Man, me and Chucky on the phone. He talking some bullshit because I know he high, but I'm high too. So I'm talking some bullshit too. So he asked me a question. I'm like, okay, since you want to ask me dumb questions, I gave him a dumb answer. I said, yeah. I'll bring it up again. I said, yeah. And I would have took it myself. If I could, I'll take it right now. That motherfucker say, hey man, my girl called me in the other room. I hit you back. Hey, I died laughing. I fell on the floor crying, laughing. Because Chucky a contrary motherfucker. He want to be a contrary dude. Boy, I'm like, dog, don't you think Shannon Sharp is wrong for talking to a boxer in that way? Somebody who really did this. And Shannon Sharp is over talking Shakur Stevenson, a fucking champion. He like, everybody can have an opinion. Okay, so you can't understand. I get that everybody can have an opinion, but sometimes you're supposed to defer your opinion to after said professional that does this by trade say their opinion. You damn sure don't argue with them as if you know more than them when it's just an opinion. So next time I talk to Chucky, I'm gonna put it in perspective to his ass so he can understand. Next time I want somebody to come up on a panel and I want y'all to ask him questions about shooting free throws and threes and shit. And then I'm gonna be the first one to talk. I ain't gonna defer to Chucky. You be like, how do you shoot a good free throw? I'm be like, look here, I can tell you. Now, what you do is you get up on the line, you take your time, bend your knees, count to 10, and then you release it at the top. I wouldn't give a damn if I was on the panel with Steph Curry. If I'm on the panel with Steph Curry, somebody asked about shooting threes and stepping back, I'm gonna be the first nigga to answer. Hey, whoa. What you do is you got to get your legs up underneath you. My opinion is you get your legs up underneath. Steph Curry and them gonna be people gonna be looking around like they're gonna be so confused while I'm talking. They're gonna be looking like, you know how your mama goddamn want to not embarrass you on the stage because she know you embarrassing yourself and her, and they be like, get your ass down. Boy, get your ass down. That's how I think everybody would address me. It would be crazy, even though I have a right to an opinion, it would be crazy for me with my 3-point percentage that you can look up, with my free throw percentage that you can look up, to be speaking on a question like that with someone with a free throw percentage of that caliber and a 3-point percentage of that caliber. So I don't know why what I said didn't make much sense, but it make a whole lot of goddamn sense to me. Order, I need you to back up because I don't want to step on you, boo. I need you to slide a little back. Sorry. Just slide a little back. Sorry, boo. I don't want to miss a step on you. But all I'm saying is we got to get people back to understanding boundaries, respect, common decent respect. It's okay to have an opinion, but should Shannon Sharp be actually talking while Shakur Stevenson, a guy who just got in with a Mexican bull, or I don't know if he was Mexican, undefeated fighter in Cepeda or something like that. His name, I always butcher everybody's name, but this dude backing him into the corner, throwing everything he got at him, and Shakur taking the shots and goddamn, bing, doing his thing in a grueling fight, won the fight, an entertaining fight. Here it is. He say, I ain't see the fight. So when the man say you ignorant and you need to do your research, that is not disrespectful. That is a fact. And I don't even want to play it because I don't want Shannon Sharp or none of them to flag me. But they always get mad at what I say because they know they on some bullshit. It's one thing to entertain. It's another thing to just be disrespectful. It's one thing to they always talking about everybody else. Shannon Sharp attacked me for saying something about LeBron. It's all about who we like, but you better believe that. And then they make it this black pride thing when you talk about LeBron. But Russell Westbrook went from a max player to playing with LeBron, getting cut by teams, barely in the league, to turning it around in Washington, averaging a double. Was he averaging a triple-double in Washington or a double-double? I think Russell Westbrook, if I ain't mistaken, what was Russell's numbers? And didn't he average a triple-double or a double, at least a double-double? But all I know is Washington loved Russell Westbrook. The Clippers like Russell Westbrook. They said Denver didn't like him. I don't know why, but what did he average in? Somebody said a triple-double. Okay, so this man go from averaging a triple-double in Washington to LeBron himself and AD vouch for who was trying to get damn it. It was another player. Who was trying to get that player there? I don't remember the player, but I know it was Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson wanted somebody. Was it damn. Was it DeMar DeRozan? That's who it was. It was DeMar DeRozan who what Magic wanted, and then LeBron brought Russ there off a triple double season. And then next thing you know, Russ can't get a thank you. Russ can't get a job in the league because of that. And then you guys say LeBron make people better. And then you get mad when people call it out and say that doesn't really happen. What really happens is they pick a player, no matter how great they are, and because they don't want to take away from LeBron and his skill set, they'll turn that player into a catch and shoot in the corner guy. And that guy is not comfortable being that type of player. And then you blame it on him. Now, all of a sudden, he can't play no more. Hold on, I feel like something in my nose. Sorry, I ran that treadmill, so my nose running. But after averaging a triple double in Washington, nothing in my nose, right? After averaging a triple double in Washington, he gets traded to the Lakers. Everything gets blamed on him. Then he goes to the bench, does a great job, and it's still everything Russ. So if you can talk about this black man, why is it so looked at so crazy when you just mentioned that everything this guy touches, he destroys with his excuses and his lack of ability in certain areas? All this, I need help, but I'm the greatest. That narrative is weird to me. So me and Chucky had a powwow about that shit last night, and I'm like, you can't have it on one end, bro. You can't have Rich Paul out here talking every 2 seconds, putting up narratives. You can't every other day there's something in the news about LeBron. But then when us casual fan, well, I'm not a casual fan, but when us YouTubers bring it up that hey, you're talking about this dude every day. You don't want us to say nothing that's not in favor of him, but you guys want to praise him all day. Every day it's a LeBron praise show. So no, we gonna bring him up over here, but we're not gonna praise nobody. We don't praise human beings unless they do something worthy of praise. And tearing down other people to build your legacy is not something that I see worthy of praise. So it won't be praised over here. And I hope Chucky can understand that. But if not, we still gonna be all right. Now, do I need to hurt some feelings? No, we're gonna get right into it. Because I want to do a couple lives today. We want to get right into it today. I'm not gonna sit up here and bloviate and waste your time. Hey man, Stephen A, you gotta stop saying bloviate so much. And I already see you ain't gonna never talk to me, so it's okay. You're scared. Let's see. All right. We got to get into this one. And we're going to start with this one because, again, me and this brother got into it, but I understood. I said, listen, sometimes people don't understand each other in the beginning. I say things that other people have said before. I'm more visible than that person. Sometimes that make people mad. Who cares? I can't help who I am. I can't help who you are. But we can all help each other by shedding light on one another. And I definitely think I shed a light on this dude when he came on my panel. So it's no hard feelings on my end. But now we both seem to be saying similar things on the internet, far as, and this is George Macon, and we are saying similar things on the internet. And so it's just interesting how things come full circle. And now what I seen is Roland Martin is now saying the same things that some of the guys and some of us on this side have been saying. And so, and I don't think they're saying it because they actually believe it. I think they're saying it because now people are not falling for that shit no more. We're watching everybody go into office, whether they're Somali, whether they're Asian, Indian, whether they're Mexican. And guess what they do? They help their people. Oh my goodness. Then when it comes to black people, whether it's Obama, whether it's whoever, they tell them after they've been saying, we running with them for the black people. We love black people. We love black people. Soon as we ask for something, is wait, whoa, wait a minute now. Hold up, player. Gotcha. We are the president for all people. I'm the congresswoman for all people. I'm the congressman for all people. They go to talking like that after we vote for them. We be like, yeah, they black. Yeah, they bring out goddamn all the women and they go to shaking them titties and stuff. Boy, we us men just be like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And we just go for it because we stupid. Ooh, ooh. That's how I was for years. Just, yeah, this one big party. Yeah, fuck that. But now I'm just sitting there looking like, wait a minute. Same thing every year, huh? Same thing. Every year? Oh no, fuck this. I'm good. I'm gonna sit back. I'm good. I'm gonna be independent. Because I'm not no dummy. I don't like this. I know that when I was in the league, the one thing that made another team pay you more is you go out and get another team and you get that team to give you an offer sheet. And then what you do is you take that said offer sheet to this team over here, because there's only two teams. All this sit out and all this other stuff. No. One of these people off this team is going to be your motherfucking president, your councilwoman or man or whatever else. So I'm looking at it like a basketball contract. So you give me an offer sheet, because I'm going to tell you what I want. You give me an offer sheet, I'm going to take it to you. This is what they offer me. Okay, now what's your offer? If it's, I love you. I love black people. And I just fight with, get the fuck out. I'm just going to walk off and go. I just walk off. I don't even say nothing. And I just go on over here. And then the next time it's time for somebody to get an offer, they know how I'm coming. They know I need an offer sheet. I need an offer sheet. And I don't give a fuck if you like me. Don't even tell me what's your offer sheet. I didn't care if the Lakers like me. I didn't care if Washington liked me. I want to know the offer sheet. What am I getting? I'm not here for free. Are you crazy? I'm not here for free. And we've been here, got this here for free mentality. And that shit wild to me. All that bullshit that they be telling you, oh, this and oh, and hope and love. Why the Somalians cashing in 7-8 billion? Why the Asian Indians getting 20 billion for their restaurants and stores and shit? And then they come into our community, sell everything to us. We somehow got $1.9 trillion to spend, but we say we ain't got no money, and we can't sell ourselves no product in our own neighborhood, but everybody else get to pull themselves up by their bootstraps with our tax dollars, selling they shit to us that's getting us sick anyway. Y'all worried about racism and we can't get a store in our own community? Y'all say we got progress and I can't go to the store and buy a t-shirt from a black person, because every time we say that, it seems to be a problem. I can't buy a soda from a black man and smile at a black man looking at me. Yeah, hey man, that's what's up. As a kid, it was great to see a black man running the store, a black woman running the store. I could see things can happen for us if I could see that. But if every store I go into is hurry up and buy, hurry up and buy. What are you doing? I'm like, God damn. I'm trying to figure out what I want. I'm high. Every store we walk in is like that in our community. But we sit here talking about we moving forward. No, the fuck we ain't. Because they put celebrities in front of you. Because they tell you about somebody famous. And then all you do is dance and follow a trend online. And you don't see the trend. You can't buy eggs from nobody black. You so far away from a revolution and you sit up here singing and dancing in these fucking churches. You can't buy water. Bill Gates own all the water. A white man. You can't own a farm. Bill Gates buying up all the farmland. And what he don't got, China got. They just slowly boxing your ass in. And all you doing is watching black celebrities and black love. They just boxing your ass in closer until segregation gonna be here. And then you ain't done prepared nothing. You don't know how to build nothing, buy nothing, sell nothing. Well, you damn sure know how to buy something, so I take that back. But let's get into this video, because this shit is, this is alarming how Roland Martin and all these people, and I'm going to get to the clip because he has a little monologue at first, but it's crazy how Roland Martin and all of these people now are saying the same thing as Tariq Nasheed, myself, George Macon, a lot of people that's saying, hey, I said this shit years ago. And people gave me backlash. I'm not no Democratic fool. I'm an independent. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. You can say I like Trump all you want to. I'm a recipient of school choice, so I can articulate that. And if you don't want to hear it, that's on you. If the only thing you can do is say, oh, you like Trump, you like Trump, then that's your bad. But if you want to ask me a question, I'll answer it. But at the end of the day, people are tired of hearing about what you can't do for us. We don't care what color. We want to hear the person that say they can do. It's time to move out the can't do people, black or white, move into can do people, because we done seen it enough. We done seen Somalians by hook or by crook get money from the government and move up. They're moving every social group above us. They're moving every race of people. Somalians, shit. Let's go. Who else? They bringing the shit. They're gonna bring the Taliban over here next. The Hispanics, and then they wave their flag and tell Americans and Black Americans, you ain't shit. Y'all ain't been doing nothing. I'm like, damn, I might have just paid for your truck though. You just got this money for free. Look at this clown. Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen, just sit back and see what to do over here, boy. You buying cars and you lost your job. What a dummy. That seems like a smart business model. To lose your job, don't know, have certainty in where you're going to stay. Tell the people that you live with that you don't know if you're going to be there or not, but then you go buy a car. Yeah, that make good sense. That make a whole lot of sense. What a dummy. You can front for people online. I actually got a brain. You buy a liability, $120,000, $130,000 car, depending on the package, could be more. You buy a car when you have no job security. What a dummy. I got a video to piggyback some of this, but it's on the trading and coding front. Trump is doing something you've been calling promoting the trades. Okay, bro, I'm gonna drop the link for you in a minute and bring that video up here. A black lady went to Congress and told them put trading and coding in school. So they mad at me. They mad at me. Salute to you, Terry. They just want you to talk about basketball all day. I do that too later.
They on there sounding like us, family. All of a sudden, we're vindicated. We are right. Look at this.
Today, Roland. It was an op-ed that she wrote in Houston Chronicle talking about lack of black turnout in last two senatorial races, presidential race as well. And same thing when about putting resources on the ground. At the end of the day, what I keep telling these candidates, point blank, is that the math is the math. The further you get away, as every day progresses, as you move forward, you are further away from the civil rights movement, and as each day progresses, you're losing baby boomers, people who came of age or who were in their who were 18, 19, 20, in the 20s and 30s during the 1960s. And if you look at the data.
You losing, it ain't about you losing the baby boomer. I hate how they try to make a big thing into something small. The reason why you guys are outdated because of this. The damn whole world is mixing. The whole world is white and black now. The whole world is light skinned. I'm probably about the only purebred on the internet left. Hey, me and a couple of us Geechies on here and a couple of us FBA, we the only pure bloods left. Everybody else mixing up. Now you got the kids that's born in the 90s getting older, the 2000s getting older, and they all been mixing and been together their whole life. They don't want to hear about you talking division all day. They've been sleeping with white girls every day. Just saying. They've been sleeping with white men every day. People are tired. They tired of sneaking and freaking. The whole world is mixing and mingling. You even got a Somali. When the last time you seen a Somali woman with her teeth smiling and she got a white man? You can't see that in Somali. You can only see that in America. She should be thanking and kissing the ground she walk on. She got a white man in America. See, she understand. All of y'all get it. Nobody trying to hear that civil rights shit all day when you ain't even doing nothing to help civil rights, really. All you're doing is goddamn chasing ambulance And if a black man get killed by unalived by a white man, then somehow everybody now is pro-black. Other than that, pro-black, you don't do nothing pro-black. Because if Roland Martin was so pro-black with his platform, he would be saying, hey, we need our communities back. We need to be able to go into a store that's owned by someone black and not just a damn woman. We need some black men back to work so they can raise up black boys that's not unaliving people in the middle of the streets. When you got weak men, meaning men that would rather be in prison and hanging with the homies because you guys say you don't want men. You want to build up women. So then men sit around like, I'm not hanging around for this to be up under no woman. So then they leave. They all ass. So then now, guess what happened? The little 13-year-old turned 14, 15. By the time he turned 13, 14, and 15, he ain't hearing nothing mama got to say. It don't matter how she raised him. Jacking them up don't work no more. This boy taller than you. You talking about, come here, boy. You better listen to me. They not trying to hear that. And that's what our community is breeding. We breeding strong, beautiful, hardworking women, true. But we're not having any programs to incentivize anything for young boys to do other than what? There's no trades. There's no nothing for these young boys. So why wouldn't they go to rapping and all that? It looked like it's lucrative. It looked like it's a means to an end. And it really is, to prison and to that ground. And that's what they want. Why else would you have strong boys with testosterone running through their veins that's uneducated and without life skills? Why else would you do that? Unless you want a bunch of people unaliving people. That's the only thing that makes sense. You don't have to go to college to understand that. You're going to have a bunch of young men from 18 to 28 with no clue on what to do in life. And you think there's not going to be some backlash for that? But that's what they want. Because what do they want, Christopher? You got it. Sweat equity. That's all they want. So Roland Martin and all these people can front all they want to. It's some simple fixes that they can do. Like stop making a man beg a woman to see their goddamn child. Divide it up 50-50, guaranteed, no questions fucking asked. Don't make it where a man got to say, give me my baby, give me my baby. Hold on now, give me my baby. I ain't trying to touch you. Give me my baby. Don't make it where it's like that. Make it where the first time a parent make it hard for the other parent to see the kid, you lose the right to the kid. Now you got to come visit because that shit is important. We see the numbers. We see it. So if you had a real pro-black initiative, you would change the child support system so men can be with their kids without having to deal with that shit. And you also would make us back in the head of our communities. You're calling it a black community when everything I see is Asian, Indian, Hispanic. What black community? How many of y'all got some black stores in your house? How many of you got black stores in your community that you can go into? So that you don't have to have an Asian dude chasing a dude across a field and shoot him in the back. A black man might give him a little more compassion. Look here, boy. I know your mama. Now, I done did some research. I know your mama. Next time you come in here, I'm going to kick your little ass. Now, a black man might handle it like that. An Asian man that ain't from here might look at him in a certain way and don't understand that you got a teenager that might go rogue your damn self. So a black man might show a little more compassion for a dude that might be stealing because some of us might have been there before. We might not think a water is worth chasing a kid across the road. We might say the next time this little motherfucker come back in the store, I'm going to have a talk with his ass. See, we used to give passes. I went into a store and stole from the black store on the corner store when I was a kid. When they caught me, guess what they did? They told my mama. Guess what my mama did? My mama kicked my ass. There was no police. Y'all always talking about bring some social workers in the community. The men were the social workers. The black women were the social workers. They would go find your mama and let your mama know before they put your black son in a system for one mistake that he made. But what's happening is now there ain't no black ownership in the community no more. So it ain't no passes given out. They're looking at you like black little hooligans, and then they calling the cops on everything that you do, and you going to jail every single time. How can we not see that? You got to start running businesses in your own community, because every community is going to have a level of theft, but how you treat it could be different. Once I'm in a community, I'm going to start learning the community. I want to know who's who, what's what. Okay, if this is a little rogue teenager and he ain't got no mama, nobody that care about him, we're going to handle this one a little different. But if we can find out who your parents are, and we can find out somebody that care about you, your grandma, that can get in your ear, we might not have to go that route. That's what a community is built on. Not a bunch of jibber jabber and talk and a bunch of Asians and Chinese and Mexicans in your community selling you everything. That's not a black community.
It's very clear. 65 plus voters, black, significant numbers identify as Democrats.
Watch this.
You go 55, 64, still a big number. You go below 54 years old, that drops. And I have been saying for years that Democrats are going to have to spend a minimum 4 times as much time and 4 times as much money than they normally do in order to reach black voters, because black voters are not as self-identifying as we used to. And I don't know what the hell these white Democratic strategists are smoking or sniffing.
Don't blame it on the white Democratic strategists. It was y'all. When we was calling this out, the people you talking about under 54, when we was calling this out, we was under siege and under attack from y'all. Y'all was attacking us. Now y'all using our talking points. Y'all don't believe me? Watch this.
But they don't understand.
He said pro-black, but they have white sponsors. It's all fake, Kwame. Oh, we know. It's all bullshit. And not to say you can't take on a white sponsor, because white people helped us fight in the war. But they know the things that would help our community. And the things that would help our community is having us circulate our money in our community. That's why they don't like Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown speak of Black Wall Street. Do you know how petrifying that is? That is $1.9 trillion going to be lost from other communities that's used to dividing it up. We're just the pigs that's going to slaughter. All we do is consume, get fat, and then spin it out. That's all we do. And so if that's the case, why not build some nail shops, build the things in your community? That's what we used to do. We get pissed off about what somebody was doing. We built our own. We had our own stores. We had our own shit. Now we begging to get back in your store. Why? Excuse me. Why are we begging? Please. Why can't we shop with you? Why? Why we do that at? Why we do that at? We don't beg to spend no money. You go to the club, you got $10,000 to spend on a bottle. You don't beg to go in there and spend it. You go somewhere else. You create your own. What the fuck are we begging for when we got this type of money to spend? That's all I'm saying.
And the real world in Black America and Black Texas.
But Roland, in Texas, it's not just the strategists. It's like the white Democrats. I had one of my white supporters be very upset. She texted me and was very upset because she thought I was threatening to withhold the black vote and that a really bad man, Paxton, was going to win. And I told her I'm not threatening anything, but I also told her, you literally cannot shame us into voting for Tallarico if he won't even, when he needs us, come and speak with us and listen to our issues and develop a strategy to address our issues.
Why would he?
I bet you them white people confused as hell. They probably like, why not? That's what we've been doing. Why would they change up what they've been doing? They've been not speaking to you. They've been speaking at you and towards you. You need to do this. You need to do that. You don't know that. Anybody that disagree, they just dumb. They use Roland Martin to tell you how dumb you are. A grown man that built the Fortune 500 company, I don't know if it was Fortune 500, but he built the record label, Jermaine Dupri. Smart businessman on the surface. Seemed like he run his own life. But when he said his own opinion, he had to go get schooled by Roland Martin as if he was like a baby. When you can see your community turning all these different colors and you walking in these corner stores, you buying liquor and ain't no black people. Man, listen, everything I'm talking about, I went and did. I saw this shit years ago. I went and got my little brother a liquor license because I didn't want my name involved. I went and got my little brother a liquor license. I said, okay, Negroes like to drink liquor. We gonna sell liquor then. We gonna be legal. Got the liquor store. Motherfuckers like t-shirts, all this. We're gonna sell t-shirts. We're gonna sell the Black and Miles. We're gonna sell everything that these Asians and everybody else selling. We got raided the first week. GBI Feds was in there the first week. Oh, we just coming in here to check. God damn, we ain't barely even open yet. You just coming to check. What the fuck are you checking for? They raided the first week. So then, we some things happen. Negroes can't really get along. People don't really. This is what I've learned. If people don't have the right mindset, there's nothing you can do to help them. There's nothing you can do. I bought dump trucks. I bought trailers. I've done the things that you're supposed to do to make dirt move and do everything the right way. And then some people, their mindset they not ready. But I've been trying to tell people that, look, man, you might not see what the fuck I'm seeing, but just shut up and listen, maybe. And I don't say it in that way, but now I gotta say it in that way, because people would be in way different positions if they would stop and focus on the right thing instead of bullshit. It's always about what he said this, and you said that, and what I was supposed to get. And what, man, shut up. It ain't about all that. This is something down the road. Just think further. Get past your selfish ass and think down the road. If you do this right, you can get the car wash across the street right here. You do this right, we can get the motel over here to the left. You do this right, we could build on top of this building and put the apartments on top of here. You just be quiet and trust the process. Everybody want to fight. It's hard when you around people that is not like-minded like this. Man, listen. You talking about be ready to crash out? Because it always be the people doing the most talking that don't take no risks. If you don't take risks, sometimes you don't really know. You just don't really get it. And I know everybody a boss, but sometimes you just got to see down the road. You got to be able to see that, what are we doing this for? What do you own? What are you going to be able to lead to your children? What are you going to be able to pass down? What can you say that you're a staple of this community? How can you just run around here saying you're a boss or you got a job? I get it, but you can build this out. You're supposed to be doing different shit, but people got a different mindset. So everything that I speak about, I've either done it or I'm going to do it again. But just now I'm going to do it by myself, because when you ain't got the right mindset, boy, people, woo, yes, Lord.
He do that. He don't need you. He got the Mexicans down there and the whites. He don't need you. We told y'all. Now y'all sound like us. Oh, you want tangibles for your vote, huh? Oh.
And so to say, what are you going to do? Like vote Republican? Like they don't think we have a choice. They think that we have to vote for Republican.
Yeah, but they understand it.
It ain't that they don't think you got a choice. They've been owning you for this long. Yes, I do mean own. They've been pimping you, giving black women a bunch of government jobs. Now Trump came and swagger. And then they're giving us men hell and saying they don't even want us or need us. So a lot of these women thought, well, shit, we good. We don't got to say nothing about nothing. But now you see, they have elevated every group above us. And no, they don't think they got to talk to you for what? They know that they own you. They've been giving you free shit, giving you jobs. Did you hear how the Clippers owner talked when he said something racist? Dolan, he said, what? What did I do? I get them money. I buy them cars. He don't think he did nothing wrong. He said, what did I do? I buy them cars. I get them money. Like, so what if I said that? Not Dolan. What's the other motherfucker? Not Dolan. What was his name? Donald Sterling. Okay. Now I don't want to fuck with Dolan now. That motherfucker might call the police on me. Yeah, so let's change that to Sterling. That's who said that. Yeah, I ain't trying to get the police called on me.
Is that the couch is actually a choice. And we've seen it.
Did he just wait a minute? Wait. I know he didn't just say that. That there had to be an error or something. Wait a minute.
They think that we have to vote for Talib.
Yeah, but what they understand is that the couch is actually a choice.
Our issues. And so to say, what are you going to do? Like vote Republican? Like, they don't think we have a choice. They think that we have to vote for
Yeah,
California.
but what they understand is
don't you understand it's quid pro quo in the world for a reason? They feel like Joe Biden said, if you're not black, you're not black if you don't vote for me. And you're shocked. They think Democrat means black. I said this already. I said I didn't know I couldn't be a black man unless I was a Democrat. They keep saying black people are not a monolith. Bullshit. If you're not a Democrat, you don't get respect. If you say you are independent, you better be an independent Democrat. You better not be no independent and hit R on nothing. Then it's F your mama. Yeah, that same black mama that they claim to uphold as a strong black woman and all that. If you are not an independent Democrat, it's F you and it's F your mama. I bet you that. They don't respect no black woman that don't think like them. They don't respect no black person that don't think like them. None. You ain't black if you don't think like them. Promise you that. And they'll treat you like that. And they think you're dumb. Even though they can't show you throughout the history of voting Democrat that they got anything. Hell, they was screaming, we should overcome with Obama. They still screaming that shit with Trump. Now they saying Trump is not a king. What have you gotten in the last 50 years, 60 years? Do you have any stores in your community? Do you have anything close to Black Wall Street? No. With all this rich athletes talk and all this money floating around, we are worst off in our communities. We are so far out of our community because soon we get some money, we move around to white folks anyway. So how are we talking about a black community? Roland Martin probably lived on a golf course around all white people. Do we have a black store in the hood that he go to, that he served the community, that the kids see him? Probably not. It's probably somebody else. That's not really a kid being able to look up. Muhammad Ali and all these black men, they were in the hood. They were going back and letting the people touch them, be inspired by them. But now you guys have brainwashed the hood so much to not like people with money that if somebody come through the hood with some money, they're immediate ops. They're going to treat you like you went to South Africa or Liberia. I guarantee it. They're not going to let you just come with your money and look good over here. They look at you like a us versus them if you got money, and that's stupid. That's dumb.
Couch is actually a choice, and we've seen it.
Don't think we have a choice. They think that we have to vote for California.
Yeah, but what they understand is that the couch is actually a choice, and we've seen it.
Yo.
Now he's saying they can vote Republican.
I'm just gonna play some more.
And we've seen it since Obama ran in 2008, 2012. You have seen a drop. You have seen a drop in black voter participation in every election. It's right there in the numbers.
Remember I told y'all in my live streams that they was trying to get out in front of all our talking points, so they was going to come and commandeer them and take them. So we had to guard our talking points and be careful because they're going to use their platforms. They're going to listen to everything we say. They're going to dissect it, and then they're going to come and try to steal them. So now, because they knew that this strategy wasn't going to work, because Dr. Claude Anderson warned them. They was bringing in all these immigrants. These immigrants wasn't going to come here and side with us. They was going to come here and have their agenda first. We was going to get pushed to the back, all the way to the back, right? They already knew this. So they was listening to all the young people. Remember what he said? So y'all got to pay attention. Take the emotion out. 65 and over, still Democrat. 55 and over, still Democrat. But once you get past 55, the younger people are voicing their opinions and they're listening. And they know that time slips into the future every day. So they're listening to us. They're listening to us to take our talking points to push forward. They don't want to unify with you because they want to still control you.
Yeah, that's what everybody do. They all take my talking points and they say it on different shows too. That's what's gonna happen. But Fawn Weaver fired as CEO of whiskey brand Uncle Nearest. Her and her husband Keith access to the facilities. Oh, they didn't even put. Oh, no, so his last name must be the same. Her and her access to the facilities and the computer system revoked, while the third-party receiver prepares to sell the company. Jesus Christ. Black people can't have nothing, huh? So now Uncle Nearest is no longer a black-owned company. It is going to be sold. And that's when we're going to buy more of it. That's when it's going to be real good then. They're gonna drink Uncle Nearest in every club. It's gonna be promoted and marketed in a way. Uncle Nearest will be in everybody's cup. I'm trying to figure out which celebrity they're gonna get to promote Uncle Nearest to us this time. It's gonna have to be a fine one, boy. Yeah, they're gonna give a bag. Maybe Jay-Z will do it.
Right? But they're listening to you. So that's why I told y'all, take the emotion out of everything and deal with things cerebrally.
I don't know what the hell they're looking at, and it's there in the data. I don't understand it.
But you know what I told her, Roland? I literally said, let me be clear. I have an option not to vote for Tellerico. I can go vote for who I want to vote for, and I can literally skip that race. And Tellerico needs our votes. But I also told her, what I'm going to need for you not to do, you literally are turning people away from the Democratic Party. You are purporting to speak for Democrats. The second you go tell somebody, you don't, basically, you do dumb to know how to vote, like you're making a bad decision, it's our fault being black.
They can tell you dumb, you're not going to do nothing but complain about it. They know that they have built this relationship with you that's based on your feelings. So only thing they tell you is what you want to hear to amplify your feelings. You want to hear that you're the queen of the earth and all this other bullshit. So they tell you that. But when they want to do something for you, they're not going to do it. You want to hear good things, words of affirmation, they got your back. You want to be uplifted above your man, they got your back. But if you want actual change, they don't need you. They got the Hispanics. They got the El Salvadorians and Somalis. The Somalis gonna be with how much money they've been getting. And now that Trump shut it off, boy, they gonna definitely try to get them Democrat back in office. Every Somali that's in America gonna vote Democrat. They just been trying to replace you. You just ain't had the mental fortitude. No disrespect. Let me do the Stephen A real quick. Disclaimer. I really appreciate you. I love your glasses. You're beautiful. You're black. I love you. You're my sister. But you don't have the mental fortitude to see what was coming. See, the reason why you keep your doors locked, because you don't want nobody coming into your house and taking over your house. You know, walking in your trap, take over your trap. So if you could be nice and kind all you want to, but if you let a certain number of people into your home, after a while, those people, if they outnumber you, they probably gonna take over your home. And that's just common sense. So that's why no one does it. So that's why it don't make no sense. And that's why you're getting the results that you're getting.
People's fault that Republicans are winning, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, the second you move your mouth as a white person, in this case, a white woman, to go and complain about what black people don't know, what they can't do, how stupid they are, why we're stuck in the situation we're in, to a black person. I doubt very seriously whether the black people agree with you. Some might push back. Some just won't say anything.
You hear what she just said? As a white person, if you call somebody stupid and do all this, do all that. Remember when I told you, they use black voices and black faces to say the things that white people want to say to you. So she's basically saying she would have a problem with a white man doing the very same thing that Roland Martin do to black people all the time. Every time Roland Martin gets into a debate with somebody, they're just stupid, they're uneducated, they don't know nothing. They can't look around and see. Only thing he's gonna do is dig back in his book of tricks, of revisionist history. He don't want to talk about now, where the Democratic Party just got grown men twerking in front of kids in their underwear. He gonna overlook that. He want to talk about the civil rights movement, the struggle. He gonna skip right past that. He don't want to talk about the people in the Democratic Party saying we're going to destroy the nuclear family and we don't want nothing to do with men. He gonna look right past that. And he gonna have these black pastors and all these people get online and act like we can't hear what we hearing as men. And the women that actually love men. Who are y'all gonna sleep with? Don't y'all like men? We like y'all. So this hatred towards men, we supposed to just say, okay, they love us, even though they don't want us, even though they don't want us with our wives, we just gonna go with a Democrat. I was sitting there listening to them like, what the fuck? You say F the man, you say destroy the nuclear family. You get all these women, some of these women riled up and angry, talking crazy. Why in the hell would we follow that? This is nonsense. So they act like you can't have a real conversation. We tired of hearing the same bullshit over and over again when we see the social engineering that you're doing to our women. uplifting them, giving them jobs, giving them crazy amounts of money. But when we ask, why can't these young boys get a trade? They'll get it in prison. It's like somebody hitting a gavel. They'll get it in prison. Every time somebody's speaking, that's a male in the Democratic Party, they speaking like this. Yeah, your kids, your parents are not the parent. We hate parents. I'm like, I saw this dude in high heels telling people, y'all ain't see this shit. Hold on. We might have to stop this. Hold on. I've been seeing a lot of bullshit, boy. But they act like we slow. They act like we can't see. I don't know what y'all can see, but I can see. Do you see what I see? Do you? Hold on. This is what men do, man. I got to show y'all something else. Show y'all what men do. You know what I'm saying? I don't see no women here. And there's no diss towards women. But I'm saying to act like men are just bullshit when sometimes we save shit. Sometimes without a man around, everything gonna be unalive. Sometimes we save shit. Look what the men doing out there. Uh-oh. Did I fuck it up?
Now my man saving the neighborhood.
The men saving the neighborhood. You see that?
Woo, y'all saved the day.
For those of you who don't got one of these, when tragedy strike, when a problem happen, you're gonna wish you had one or one was close. You're gonna wish. You're gonna wish you had one of these. Mr. I can do it all by myself. You're gonna wish you had one of these. I'm telling you now. You're gonna wish you had. Listening to your girlfriend, you're gonna wish you had. Keep it up. Hold on. Where that little video I'm looking for? Man. I just want to find that little clip. I don't want to, because it's on somebody's video. Man, I thought I saved that short. Did I send it to myself? Let me see if it's over here. No, that ain't it. That ain't it. I know I'm looking cross-eyed right now. Let me not stop. Let me just go back to the regular scheduled programming. I'll find it. Now, let me play this because, let me go back to what I was playing because I was about to move right along.
And be like, she crazy. And when you tell me I'm stupid and you tell me to do something, I'm going to do just the opposite. And so I told her, the second you get ready to move your lips to tell a black person how dumb black people are, I promise you, whether they tell you or not, you are hurting yourself. We ain't listening to you. And you're pushing people farther and farther away from the Democratic Party. So interestingly, and I was pleasantly surprised that she understood, because I told her, you need to listen to what I'm saying and not be defensive. Because I agree with you. Paxton is terrible. If Paxton is a senator, things will be really bad. But I told her at the end of the day, regardless of whether Democrats are in office or whether Republicans are in office, black people always get the worst end of everything. And even when there's prosperity, black people always receive the least amount of prosperity. So for us, it doesn't matter. And it's like, we damn if we do, if we damn if we don't. So,
but y'all knew that y'all was getting the least amount of prosperity when we was telling y'all. Y'all already knew this. But why attack us? Remember when I told you guys, and I'm gonna have to come back and do a live stream. I'm gonna have to get in my bishop mode, because remember when I was telling you guys our biggest detractors is going to be other FBAs, and take Roland Martin out for a minute. But I'm talking about other black FBAs as part of this Democratic Party that was going to come out and make us the enemy. Our biggest detractors wasn't going to come from W folks or the Republicans. It was going to come from the people that we put in charge to make the decisions for us, because we deemed them not qualified anymore. right? So they're gonna steal our talking points. They're gonna come after us. Now she sound not like Yolanda because she's been speaking for a while, but the majority of them they using all our talking points now.
If the point is to tell us to put us down and not actually listen to us, like you're the boss and you know what's best for us, i.e., white man's burden, then you're pushing us away. We're not gonna vote for you. Then if you can either receive that and try to learn from it and try to learn from the Black perspective or not. But you better start listening to us because the guaranteed votes that we
Yolanda, they don't have to listen to you. They don't need you no more. Y'all was already warned.
used to give y'all.
I was warning them when the men was warning them. They was telling us no vote in, no touching, no vote in, no touching. They used their sex on us. No vote in, no touching. Now that they're not getting what they want, now they want to listen. That's the only time people want to listen to you, when everything don't go the way they thought it was gonna go. Now they want to listen. Now they ain't name calling no more. They saying the same things that we've been saying.
We just not giving y'all no more. And ain't nothing you can do to make us think it's our fault that we in the situation we in. Because the truth is, white progressive women put Trump in office over their own Hillary Clinton, which started all this. So you really need to be talking to white progressive women.
Thelma, again, numbers do not lie. And when
we really need to be talking to white progressive women. Anybody who blindly hands 92% of their vote to anybody are damn fools. Come on, let's say it right. They're just a little slow. No, I mean, no, let's just keep playing the video.
And it's very simple. Why did Republicans do as well in the last election with Latino voters? Mm-hmm. That was a massive investment reaching those voters. That was an early investment. See, I'll never forget, the Republicans were running ads on Black radio in key markets, Detroit was one of them, mm-hmm. that included attacks on Biden-Harris with regards to trans rights. Now, whether you support or don't, it doesn't matter. Understand the strategy. They were appealing to Black voters mm-hmm. who are church-going voters. That was in March. And I remember sending a text message to leaders in the campaign. And their deal was, man, it's not showing up in our research. And I was like, say what? So then you go to April, May, June, and then you go.
Why you ain't never say that on your show? Why are you saying it now? Why you could have saved the election? You should have said, hey, look, Black folks ain't gonna go for that. You putting that into church people's face. And then white people are gonna say, why not? The choir director, everybody in that motherfucker, some tambourine player and all inclusive is cool. Why would they think that you're going to do anything different when they've infiltrated most of the Black churches? Why didn't you say that, Roland Martin? Why are you saying that now? That's weird. They want to blame it on because of trans. They're going to make us all seem homophobic now. They're going to blame it on that. When it's white men standing in front of doors looking at them like, you're not coming in here with my daughter. You're going to blame it on Black folks that we're just transphobic. That's wild.
To the fall.
So you get the mass exodus. Let's go back to like the 60s with the Barry Goldwater situation when a lot of our people switched over from Republicans and went over to Democrats because LBJ was ready to sign the Civil Rights Bill, right? They basically started, the Republicans reneged on all the promises, right? So, and as we always switch back and forth, it's been a colossal failure of even doing a New Deal. Like when a lot of us switched over because of the New Deal, things that were supposed to be in favor for us, but we still had to fight to get executive orders put on the books.
It ain't that the Democratic Party is offering males a better deal. It's just the Republican Party are okay with men. They have women that respect men. They have women that like to be with men, and they honor most of them honor what a man brings to the table. It's just when you have a Democratic Party that go on airways and you'll hear Congress women, you'll hear people that's in the Democratic Party saying men need to sit down and shut up. Men don't like to be talked to like that. If I was married to a woman and she told me to sit down and shut up, I would feel the same way that she would feel if I told her to sit down and shut up. She probably look at me like, nigga, are you fucking crazy? Same way I look at her. Are you fucking crazy? You guys are starting to make everything based on gender instead of the respect. I watch behavior. Anybody who's telling somebody to sit down and shut up is an idiot. That's not how you talk to somebody. So if you think you're going to get men to come and vote for you because you're a woman and you think it's strong to talk like that to a man, guess what? You just lost my vote, baby. You lose a man like me, and I'm not afraid to say it. Sit down and shut up. Who? I'm the man of my household. I took care of my house. No one tells me to sit down and shut up. And I'm not saying I'm fee, fi, fo, fum, and I'm telling a woman to sit down and shut up, but I tell my kids to sit their ass down and shut up. So I know how to talk down and hold authority over someone, and no one holds authority over me. So why in the hell would you think it's okay to talk to grown men with testosterone in they to sit down and shut up? Have you ever been around a man? You must not. Because if you knew one and not be around all these men that just sit there and talk like this and say, yes, honey, you're right. And give you affirmation, a real man would have been looking at you like, who the fuck are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Because you ain't gonna talk to me like that. Because I'm gonna have some choice words for you. That's not how you talk to people. And we got to get people back in line to communicate the right way instead of thinking that you got a right to speak to someone a certain way just because you're female or just because it is, just because you're a part of this group, that group. None of that shit matter. You don't communicate with people like that. I take my dog to the dog park. They have communication. When one get out of line, another dog react. Even in the animal world, you got to communicate better with people. And if you teaching girls to talk like that, I don't want to be around you.
Right? So we had just histories of broken promises. So when I see these Democrats now crying and whining, it's just histories and histories of broken promises. The liberal Democrats set up a strategy to lure you in and rock you to sleep. Now they don't need you no more. So now you're gonna run over to the Republicans now, or you're gonna come over and create your own voting block. What you gonna do?
They took that strategy and they then went. Remember, they included the Breakfast Club clip in that ad. I was in multiple battleground states. Those trans commercials were running in every football game. I think one of the states, I cannot remember, I literally saw the commercial 6 to 8 times during halftime alone. And I was going, if y'all think this is not going to.
Tiffany Cross was another annoying voice. Yeah. Man, I ain't going to say nothing about it. Salute to you, bro. I just hate that Roland Martin is spinning this. It's a lot of reasons why people are not voting for the Democrat. I.e. one is that you said you don't want men. You said you want to destroy the nuclear family. Why won't you talk about that? Why do y'all keep bringing it up, trying to make it a LGBT thing or a trans thing? No, fathers are never going to be okay with a man with a Johnson coming in a bathroom with their daughters. No, I don't care what all-inclusive stuff you say. No man is going to be okay with that. You'll never get me to believe in that. But if you want to do your thing and you want me to respect you, I got every respect in the world. But if I'm around, you're not going in the bathroom with my daughter. That's not happening. So whatever you want to say is not happening.
Have an impact. Y'all are crazy. So what is my point here? The point here is this here. This is the data. Racial gaps in turnout, they are increasing. Okay.
He brought up the trans stuff because he knows that the majority of the black community is against that. And the Republicans is running that to say, listen, we ain't with that either. Right? All this, the chickens is coming home to roost. All this stuff is starting to be exposed, man. And they know it. And they're scared. They're losing their seats.
Talked about it. Go to my iPad. We talked about it. You see it right here. You saw where that blue line are African Americans. You see right there in 2008, 2012, how that number went high. 2012, it was higher than white voters in the black line. Then you saw it dip over the next 4 years. Then it went up in 2020 because of COVID, because they expanded access to the ballot. Then you see it dip right there in 2024.
We see as black men that only thing the Democratic Party say is we need a black woman in office. We need a black woman. We need a black woman. We need a black woman. And we standing there as black men, a heterosexual black man, and you try to go somewhere, you being pushed to the side. But if you are a man in a certain community, then you uplift it along with the women. But they act like they can't. We just so stupid. We can't see that. We can't see that you don't want a heterosexual man around you in your presence unless we having sex with a woman or Andrew Gillum having bathroom sex with a man. That's the only time. Y'all want somebody around. You don't want men around. You don't want men in office. But then on the Republican Party, we can see a black man in Wesley get voted in by all white people based on his merit, based on everything that people were saying Martin Luther King was talking about. The so-called racist group elected this man. We can see a heterosexual man get elected in the Republican Party in a state where it's supposed to be all white people and racist, a white district, he gets elected. We hear black Democrats complaining and crying that they're not going to get elected by the very same people in the districts that say they love black people, that will put a sign out in front of their house that say Black Lives Matter. How can they not get elected by the same white people that's been saying they love them for years? All these stores, they made these people put these black signs up. You can watch them. Support Black Lives Matter. All through North Carolina, everywhere. Support Black Lives Matter. We support Black Lives Matter because they ain't want their shit to get burnt down. We support Black Lives Matter. We support them. But when it comes to voting, they don't care. They ain't gonna vote for them. They scared that they're not gonna get one seat in the Democratic Party, the party of love, the party of all inclusive, the party that love black people. Those people are afraid that the white people that's been screaming they love them, screaming they love Black Lives Matter, will not vote for them. Whatever reason they think that the other guy got elected, let them think that. But so it ain't no black people can get elected under that? Unbelievable.
Yes.
I keep telling these Democrats, ball don't lie. And if y'all do not pay attention to what is going on, and if you do not make substantive investments over a longer period of time, you are not going to get black turnout. And this is reality. Talarico and any.
First of all, that was Rasheed Wallace say ball don't lie. And why is he using a basketball reference in politics when he tell basketball players shut up and dribble? That's crazy.
Democrat.
So if you notice, right? If you notice, why are you trying to shame us into turning out to a people that you know that's not invested in this? I'm gonna say it again for the people in the back that's slow. If you yourself, Roland, for all you hardcore Democrats that like to come in here and get at me, Roland, if you know that they're not investing in black people and having a strategy for black people, then why are you trying to shame us to run over here to vote for them?
Hello. He's not going to talk about that. He's not going to ask that question. He's going to probably bring you up there, Bishop, and tell you how stupid you are. You're slow. You just need to get educated. That's how normal conversations go with Roland Martin. You can just close your eyes. He's going to say a bunch of dates. He's going to say you got to get educated. He's just going to say you just got to learn. You got to know your history. You got to know the history. We can't talk about right now. We can't talk about men standing in front of the bathroom so their daughters can urinate and their wives can urinate in peace. We can't talk about how you got a party saying we don't want men. We can't talk about none of that. We can't talk about how every time it's a race, you keep talking about woman, like you don't give a fuck about a man. We can't talk about that. You're just going to make it all about, oh, it's because they transphobic. It ain't got shit to do with nothing. Hey, that's a small problem because men are handling that on their own. That's a small problem. We hear y'all for years. Uplifting and pushing down. We see it. That's bullshit. We ain't going for that. No.
Huh? When we got the smarts to call it out.
And you cannot win without black people in Texas or Louisiana or Mississippi, Georgia, North Carolina, Florida. I'm like, hello.
Obviously, they got a different strategy.
The road to blue goes through black.
Thelma.
But I want y'all to hear, because Tariq Nasheed, he also got one of this. And I want y'all to hear what Tariq Nasheed said about this.
Hey, your boy Roland real quick. Hold on, where are we? Come on, thing. Okay. Listen to Roland. Hold on.
Be very upset. She texted me and
Hold
was
on.
very upset.
Let me fast forward. Hold on.
Voting for Tallarico if he won't even, when he needs us, come and speak with us and listen to our issues and develop a strategy to address our issues. And so to say, what are you going to do? Like vote Republican? Like they don't think we have a choice. They think that we have to vote for Tallarico.
Yeah, but what they understand is that the couch is actually a choice. And we've seen it since Obama ran in 2008, 2012. You have seen a drop. You have seen a drop in Black voter participation in every election. It's right there in the numbers. I don't know what the hell they're looking at, and it's there in the data. I don't understand it.
But
damn, Roland said the couch is an option. Let me hold on. Everybody kind of shocked because we've been saying that. Hold on.
What they're saying is that the couch is actually a choice. Actually a choice. The couch is actually a choice. Yeah, but what they understand is that the couch is actually a choice.
Family, we've been saying that. They're sounding like us now. The couch is a choice. They're sounding like us now. We told you the couch is going to be a damn choice if we don't get what the hell we want. We've been told you that. Yeah, we let y'all know that in the last election, that the couch was a damn choice. Oh, yeah. We will vote for the couch now. Family, let's look at this thing. Let's look at it. They didn't listen. They looked at their ratings. All right. They see what the ratings are looking like. The ratings are looking bad. We saw how a lot of these left wingers, they done got laid off. All right. The Black grassroots, man, we have fully bypassed traditional media gatekeepers through our own independent platforms, from hitting the streets, hitting the bricks, using our own voices on our own platforms. These folks no longer control the narrative. You understand? They spent a long time, years, trying to mock the grassroots. They didn't think that we had the reach that we had. Yeah, but then they realized they're speaking to empty rooms. They realize all that shit they're talking after people come listen to y'all on the Black grassroots. Don't nobody want to hear that Democrat shield. That's the reality, because you guys, us, all of you, us, and I'm y'all too.
They all trying to come back black. First, they say you were stupid, you a MAGA boy, you all these things, instead of saying, hold on, you're just giving your vote away. You get nothing. You're getting a good feeling. I don't want to give my vote away for nothing. They were trying to tell people that you can't run on a black agenda, and black people going for that while they were running on the black agenda. They're telling you what color Kamala Harris is every time she come out. Say her name, she black. But you can't do nothing for black people. Barack Obama, say his name, he black. And yeah. So I thought I was getting something for my money. Where my picture at? I damn sure thought I was getting something for my money. And I ain't getting nothing. Yeah, I am standing there with Obama and gave my little bread up. And they ain't say shit about a black man since. I'm standing there, I'm thinking he represent black men. I said, I got to get close to this brother. Yeah, I got to see what he like. Let me donate. Let me spend my bread. He black. It's on, boy. I'm thinking, woo, we black out here, boy. This motherfucker get up there and say, well, you know, I'm not the president of just black people. I said, this nigga here. Got us again. Got us again. And I'm tired of that got us again feeling. I don't keep waiting and saying what I'm going to do. I just did it. Nigga, I'm voting for none of y'all. All y'all do is lie, bloviate bullshit. I look at policy only. I don't give a damn about your skin color. I don't care who you sleep with. I don't care whatever you do. I don't you around my daughter with it. I wouldn't let heterosexual people do stuff around my kids. So that's just common sense. But I care about the policy. That's it. Y'all don't have policy conversations with black folks. Y'all have feeling conversation. Lady, woman. Get people all caught up in their personal things instead of the overall. We American, we the people. It ain't just about no woman. You ain't the president of all people. You are not just black people, but it only sounds like you the president for women and LGBT. It's a melting pot of people, and we all got to coexist. And black men have been left behind for the longest. We keep saying there's other races. We don't have nothing for these little boys. That's why they shooting up the whole streets. They talking about, I wonder why they doing teen takeovers. There's no playgrounds. The playgrounds are empty. A black man was up there playing basketball in New York. Got himself shot in the head playing basketball. Since Little League, there's no program is at the park. They just take the money, any money that go into for recreations, their arts. What happened to arts and crafts? Whatever happened to that? Theater. Whatever happened to kids seeing that? Programming that. Now all they got to see is a fucking iPad watching grown people do stupid stuff. Whatever happened to language arts? Whatever happened to it? There's no more language arts. There's no more trades. There's no more programs. My town don't have no Little League programs at the rec no more. There's none of that. You got to go to the county. You got to have big money to play little recreational games now. New York, they can't play at the park no more. No parks for the kids. They got high rises. Don't need no motherfucking park. We got buildings, baby. You wonder why these kids got nothing to do. Going home, sitting up in the house, playing iPad. So when they get outside, they like dogs off the chain. They like dogs off the leash. You ever heard of get off the chain? That's what you got. A bunch of off the chain kids that's been in the house, picked up, looking at phones, of grown, having access to too much shit. And then they get out in the streets and they go buck fucking wild. How your little daughter learn to twerk like that? She be in the house all day. How she learn to twerk like that? It's the damn phone. And when I say things like, I don't want my kids having no phone, guess who they go get a phone from? They mama. You in my house, you don't need no phone as no teenager. You ain't walking around with no computer that you can Google what is a penis? What is a vagina? You're not gonna walk around with that. How can you censor that? No, you got to get to a certain age. We got to have a certain conversation. You got to see certain things. There's a process to this with this fast-paced life and information. Parents got to really slow their kids back and let them process things at the right time. And if you don't have two to do that, sometime one or give them everything just so they can get out their face. That's not good. Parental control ain't gonna stop these kids, man. Trust me.
Because y'all have your spaces telling the truth, breaking things down from a realistic perspective. And when people hear the truth, you're not going to go back and listen to no damn DNC talking points that clearly sounds like it came from the top. That has no credibility no more. You understand? So now these folks have to stay relevant. They have to keep and grow their audiences. So now they have to speak like you. You understand? They got to speak like you, FBA grassroots. That's what staying on code is about, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be real. There's an undeniable math of the couch for that last election. They tried to shame us for threatening to withhold our vote. They thought we were bluffing. Oh, they thought we didn't think fat meat was greasy. They're like, no, Negroes. Y'all going to get out here and vote. We got Meg the Stallion twerking. We got all this stuff. We got punks, Meg the Stallion, Kamala Harris with collard green recipes. Come on now, you gonna vote for this? And we said, like Usher, watch this couch. The couch wasn't a bluff. We weren't bluffing. We flexed political power. They lost majorly. These people spent billions of dollars on the last election and lost majorly. And Trump came in swinging heavy. You lost because you ignored our demands. You understand? So now these gatekeepers, they got to admit that our strategy of leveraging our vote, that's the only math that matters. We were right. And we knew we were right. See, the thing is, family, when you can't defeat a movement, because they've been trying to defeat the black grassroots, trust and believe, they haven't been able to do so. So when you can't defeat a movement, you co-opt it. You start adopting grassroots language. The couch, that's us. They start talking about tangibles, that's us. Conditional voting, that's us. So now you got these DNC reps trying to get in front of the parade. They're trying to pull what Ghana's trying to pull.
And I told y'all he was coming to co-op, but y'all gotta let me know what y'all think, man, because they're exposed now. And instead of them, coming out and apologizing, they're gonna come out and try to steal everything and just move forward. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.
Salute. Yeah, man. Them people think they own you, boy. You really is a slave. They own you. And then there's another thing men don't want to hear. And obviously women don't want to hear it, because I like this woman right here. She was on Black Conservative Perspective. A righteous perspective, not black conservative, a righteous perspective. So I watched a lot of his videos. So I saw her and I subscribed to her channel as well because I like Miss Crystal. I like her talking points. And she seems like a peaceful black woman. She don't seem like she comes with the vitriol and the hate and the jealousy and the anger towards men. I'm tired of hearing women talk like that. I really love women. I like the essence of what a real woman is. It is a beautiful thing to be around. You learn from them. They share things. They learn from you. It's not a jealousy. It's just a smooth, cohesive exchange, especially when you're not having sex. But because sometimes you have sex, you get a little emotional. But this young lady don't seem like she has to come out with that. I'm a woman. Hear me roar. I'm the shit. Because we're tired of hearing that. Just be a lady. That's all we want. We don't want a bad bitch. We don't want you talking about all this feminine shit. We don't want you being in all groups of women because you're going to learn some dumb shit. We want you based. We don't want you you already crazy enough. You go through a lot. You bleed for like 7 days and you don't die somehow. It's miraculous. You're damn near an angel. We get it. But we don't want you in groups of other emotional motherfuckers that's going to bring in something that you might not need. Okay? Because sometimes that group thinking, when women get in groups, that's when they're the most freakiest. That's when they wild. That's when stay away from the group. Okay? Back in my day, I used to love women in groups, boy, because I know this is going to be a group of some fucked up individuals and somebody horny. So, yeah, we love the group, but don't be in these groups, okay? It's a bunch of words of affirmation and not telling the truth, okay? Stay away from these groups.
In New Orleans, Jasmine Crockett took a mic and said that on this day, we should be thanking Black women, that America owes Black women, and I'm quoting her directly, everything. So America's 250th birthday, we need to stop and thank Black women.
So when it comes to answering the question of what America owes Black women, the answer is everything. When we think about the sacrifices that Black women have made from the moment that we were stolen from.
I just want you to know that women like Jasmine Crockett make the world not really like us. Because just think about this. We are a melting pot. Remember, we're a melting pot of people. You got blacks, white, Asians. You got so many different people here. How do you think and you got Black men listening. Well, how do you think this is going to come across when you got men, you got other races of people? America should just thank one group of women, not all women. So you don't really care about all women. America should just thank Black women. Really? This just causes a lot of drama. It makes the arrogance and it makes people not like us, especially not Black women. Because women like this, it's too much. It's too over the top. Nobody wants. It's people, you're talking about 4th of July, where some people lost their loved ones. And they're men and they fought for the country and they got unalived on a battlefield fighting for your right to just point your hand up and look pretty and smell nice and look fine as mother and say this stupid stuff. Okay, let's get back on topic. Because damn, boy, say this stupid stuff. And it's wrong to say this. When it's men on this day being unalive for your right just to talk, you want people to stop and celebrate Black women. Do you know how crazy you sound? Have you ever thought about that? White men bled in the field for you to talk. Black men bled in the field for you to talk. But just Black women. Jesus Christ. Any group telling you that straight masculine Black men are not needed for families, who would vote for that? Who would vote for that? A lot of people. People that want to push their group and their ideology, they all attack men. She wants to push her group, but she don't understand how disrespectful this sounds. And what's crazy is she's an attorney. Was she a DEI attorney or something? Because if my attorney talk like this, and this is the way she get her point across, I would be like, nah, I don't need you as my attorney, because that's not going to go over well. I'm already ratchet. I don't need a ratchet attorney. Now, if you want to go get a drink or something or some coffee, bring your fine ass. But other than that, I don't like the way you talk.
Our homelands and transported into this country, to the fact that Black women continue to stand as the backbone specifically of the Democratic Party. We know that Black women are always the ones that are doing the labor, but we are also the ones that are.
So if you're the backbone of the Democratic Party, and we just heard Roland Martin say that they're not giving us nothing, or even coming to pull up to even respect you enough to even tell you an initiative for Black people, then what are you the backbone of exactly? You're the backbone of getting nothing for what you put out? Because you've been putting out. Oh, yeah, buddy. You've been putting out at a 92% click. You just been putting that vote out, putting it out, putting it out. you just been putting out at 92% click and getting nothing in return. That's what you the backbone of. You proud of that? I wouldn't be proud of that. If I'm supposed to be the most educated on one side, and on the next side, I'm 92% responsible for these people keep getting elected. And we got another Black woman, we just played the video, saying that we don't get nothing for our vote. They didn't even pull up to talk to us. Last time Joe Biden pulled up in front of the Black community, I was all ears. I was waiting. Charlemagne, what you finna get? You finna get him. He came there, hey, how you doing? You ain't Black, you don't vote. I gotta go. My wife gotta use the phone. My wife gotta use the phone. And left. But they shame people. They come out and say, you stupid for not voting for them. You slow. You don't know anything. I know I ain't voting for that. I know I ain't crazy.
Always the first targets of any harm. So this 4th of July, I say celebrate a Black woman that you know, because whether it's an invention that she made or whether it's the very democracy that still hangs by a thread right now, there is a Black woman to thank for her contributions.
This woman is not smart. I keep saying, just like Sunny Holston, I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. I'm glad she said it. This is a Black woman, and I agree with a Black woman. I don't care what nobody say. I'm agreeing with a Black woman. It might not be the Black woman you like, but I agree with Crystal. She's not that smart. Because if you think it's smart to tell people that's mourning loved ones on the 4th of July, they celebrating because they have, some people got deep-rooted military roots in this country. And those men passed away for our right just to talk. And you want them to take time off of celebrating their loved ones and being with their family to celebrate a Black woman. That backbone shit done went too far in their head, boy. That backbone of Blovier. That shit crazy. You the backbone. Girl, them people lost their life. You should never say something this stupid.
How in the world they got a degree in anything? Because they're not smart. We were stolen from our homeland and transported here. Not that other Africans took other Africans and enslaved them and then traded them to whoever was coming over here. You're not going to say that. You're not going to say that. You're going to say, and you made it sound like that on purpose, you're trying to say that the white.
She's not going to say that because that's still going on right now. And I want to see Chrissy O ever come back in my chat with her non-goddamn on. Boy, Chrissy O, you are not a Nigerian. I don't think you Nigerian. I think you cap. Because you said there was no slaves in Nigeria and Libya. And I got a video. Oh, buddy, do I have a video? In Libya, I'm sorry. Libya and South Africa and all that. Boy, it's going down. They got them grown men in cages over there. And she said, yeah, Scottie Pippen say that it ain't no slavery going on. It's slavery going on in 2026, Scottie Pippen. Shack hands. You don't know what you talking about, girl. You come up here trying to shame me because I'm not a Nigerian. I never said I was Nigerian. I thought you were smart. Nigerians usually faster than you. I know a Nigerian doctors and all that, lawyers, y'all usually over here sharp, but you just not one of them sharp Nigerians. You one of them slow ones. That's why you up here arguing and shit without a thought, just talking fast. But them people being enslaved over there. So those of you Americans that's talking so bad about America, go to Ghana. They gonna have your ass in. You heard what Joe Biden told y'all. They gonna put you back in chains. Remember, he said that they gonna put y'all back in chains. And I do mean y'all, because I won't be going with you. I'm a Geechee nigga. We ain't going. They gonna put y'all back in chains. Laugh out loud. Our ancestors from over there, my ass. It's other Africans calling other African immigrants over there, beating the hell out of them. I'm talking about boom, 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 chasing them up the street. It's this one African dude, Zulu dude. He chasing people, chasing Africans, but he ran into a white woman. Boy, he ran into a little white woman. He dropped down on one knee. He gave her a flower. He was looking so. I said, damn. They mad at America for not taking Haitian immigrants, and Jamaica won't take them. Bahamas won't. Nobody won't take the Haitian immigrants. I wonder what the hell is going on with the Haitian. Why won't nobody that's, down with us black and brown take the Haitians? No other country want the Haitian people. They turn their ass around. But nobody ain't mad at them. They mad at America. But don't worry, we're going to get into that.
White man came in. That's basically what you're trying to say. Came in and stole the black woman. When I say they like to feel special, let me explain to you how they like to feel special. She didn't even say, let's thank women. Let's just start with that. She didn't even say, let's thank women. She didn't say that. I'm sure it said the founding fathers. I don't remember John Quasia, Bonquisha, or none of them at the signing for the Declaration of Independence. I'm sure they weren't. So I don't know what she's talking about, the black women, because they weren't. Where do they fit into America's 250th? Where do they fit into America's 250th? Like, I don't understand why you wanted to make it all about black women. But I want people to understand, not only did she said about black women, she didn't even acknowledge other women of other ethnicities, because other women, they hold their man up. So she didn't even say the many women who were holding their men. She didn't say that. She said, thank a black woman. She further did not state a black men, because that's how the Democratic Party is. They actually can't stand black men. I hope black men know that, because black men be caping for the Democratic Party. But Jasmine Crockett, AOC, and the rest of them keep telling black men, you are not wanted. They don't like you. If you don't believe me, look at what happened here in the mayoral elections, the primaries for governor. There are multiple qualified black men and Hispanic men that were running for the governorship on the Democratic Party. And they blew out, they removed all of them and put Keisha Lance Bottom to be the top. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. When children oppress and women rule over them, that is a curse. And that is what you see in Jasmine Crockett and people like that. Because this is about being an American. This is not go out and thank a black woman for what? Yes, but listen, I'm not going to take away the contributions of black women. I will not take that away. But why do we have to stop and only highlight black women? Americans on a whole made America. It was Americans. It was Americans. And I don't understand how you don't understand that. But it's not that she doesn't understand that. That is their code word of telling black women, you shouldn't stand with them. If they don't come and bow to you and say, oh, gracious black queen, thank you so much for all that you've done, then we don't need, then y'all shouldn't support people like that. That's basically what they're saying. And the fact that you are so inferior, so insecure that you need people to come and say anything to you on a holiday that's supposed to be about everyone, you need to be highlighted. Again, were you not loved as a child? Did y'all not receive love as children? So you need some kind of accolades. Did you not achieve nothing in life? Like, I feel like that's why I wonder, did y'all get the degrees that y'all claim that y'all got? Because I don't understand. You clearly don't feel accomplished. And maybe that's because you don't know who you are. The reason why you don't know who you are is because you are so focused on your blackness and your feminist movement, and you don't know who Christ is. And because you don't know who
Ooh, can't be mad at me. I agree with a black woman. Can't be mad at me because I agree with a black woman. She's just a black woman that you might not like. But I agree with this sister. She said, woo. She said, what's wrong with you? You ain't have love in your life? Most of these girls haven't. You ain't had nobody to tell you that's a good thing? Most of these girls haven't. Most of them haven't. Yeah, that's why a lot of them go through a whole phase. Most of them haven't. I agree with them that everything she just said. Why would you try to turn a holiday about everybody to just about you? What are you lacking in life? And a lot of them don't have a man. A lot of them don't have, like, Jasmine Crockett probably got a roster. I don't know what to say, but she don't got no kids. You know what I mean? She ain't got no kids. Some of these people, man, I just agree with this woman. I don't even need to expound on it no more. I agree with everything she said. Imagine Crystal on the view. Oh, shit. Man, Sonny would jump up and punch her in the mouth. Boom. She would Superman punch her like John Jones. Then Whippy will goddamn jump up out that chair and bull rush her. Man, she'll get jumped. She'll get jump up there. She can't go up there. He talking about Jasmine definitely got a roster. Yeah, she probably got a roster. But she'll get jumped. Man, I'm telling you, boy, they'll be jumping. They'll be pulling her. Sonny will be pulling her hair. Whippy will be pulling her hair. They'll ground and pound her. She go up there and talk like this. It's real talk. You women are lonely or something. What's wrong with you? This is the truth.
Crisis, you don't know who you are. And that is why you are so broken. And all you want is people to sit there and to capitulate and to bow before you and to shout you out. When you are secure in who you are, you don't need that. That shows how inferior you feel because you need that. I don't need that. I am the daughter of the Most High. I feel special every day. He put breath in my lungs. I know who I am. I am his vessel doing his work for the kingdom here on earth. That is who I am. I don't need the whole internet to be like, you know what? We got to thank a Black woman. What? On the 250th birthday of the United States of America, a nation built on the ideal that all people are created equal. You chose this moment on this stage in this space to make it about a single demographic because you're broken. All of you.
Boy, she cooking with goddamn beef talon, boy. Yeah, she ain't cooking with that Crisco. She cooking with that beef. That beef talon, boy. She is, man, godly. You are broken. You are broken. That's why you like this. That's why you take a day that's made for us all and make it about your ignorant ass. And then you make people not like you when you do that. That's sad.
You Black women that are out here looking for the acknowledgement and all of that, y'all are broken and y'all need to seek help. And the only help you can get is from our Heavenly Father. Y'all are broken. Let me say it again for the people in the back. You're broken. If you as a Black woman, Black man, whatever, if you need all of that, you're broken and you need to go see Christ. Not to call the nation to unity. You didn't make that about calling the nation to unity. You didn't say us all need to steward what God has given us correctly. But to frame America's 250 years as a debt owed to one group is disgusting. That is not biblical. That is the same identity politics hustled, repackaged in a red, white, and blue bow. And y'all sound ridiculous. And let me say it louder for the people in the back. This is the same playbook I left the Democratic Party over because I realized I'm sitting down here looking for something that only Christ can give me. Y'all will remain empty and lost because you keep looking for it in man and only God can give it to you. Acts chapter 10, verse 34 to 35, I see very clearly that God shows no favoritism. In every nation, he accepts those who fear him and do what is right. God does not divide his justice by demographic, and any political framework that does is operating by a different spirit than the Holy Spirit. Jasmine Crockett does not stand on the stage for any of you. And if you are co-signing and you're saying, yes, girl, yes, queen, you have a problem and you need to seek help. You need to seek help because she stands on that stage to keep you tethered to a party that needs your vote, your anger, and your identity, but not your actual liberation. And up to now, y'all should see that. I had so much fun this weekend. And every day I get up and I feel blessed. I feel highly favored. I feel amazing every day. Every day is not perfect, but every day I feel blessed. And you want to know why?
I could be around that. Even though Jasmine Crockett fine as hell, it would probably just be for, temporary. Because I don't want to hear that type of shit. I got to have a woman that sounds like that. This sounds like she can breathe life into a man. This sounds like that she would bring a calming and a peace to a man that most women can't bring. It's okay. We like that one thing too, but we also like peace. We like a common spirit. And a lot of these women, they don't have that. They're too busy trying to impress their friend, too busy trying to play bad bitch like Meg Thee Stallion, but she just lost a rich dude. We don't want bad bitches. We don't want loud bitches. We don't even want you to be a B. So excuse me, you two, for using that word, but that's what they call themselves. I got cousins. So we don't want that. We want you to look like that. Well, you're fine. Cover that shit up, son. But we want you to have a presence of a woman. I can't take you somewhere you hollering at. What is wrong with you? You should have came with a street nigga. Don't come with me and you loud like that. Chill.
Because I have the joy of the Lord. What I realized with a lot of these people, to me, it takes a lot of energy to be so angry all the time. Like, no wonder your life sucks, because all you do is you complain and you whine and you're angry, and no one wants to be around people like that, except other people like that. Y'all, that's why y'all all congregate together, because y'all all think the same and act the same. Y'all have that spirit, that disgusting, nasty, dark spirit. And that's why we don't listen. That's why I said, y'all say y'all don't want to come. Y'all don't want to celebrate 4th of July. Amen. Don't come. Don't nobody want your broken, angry, woe is me spirit. We don't want you. We don't want you. Go somewhere else. We feel good. Did y'all see how cool it was when those guys were shooting and matching the music? That was amazing. Listen, America doesn't owe any single group everything. America owes all of its citizens justice, opportunity.
You talk about Jasmine Crockett got a bad lazy eye. Look closely. Bruh, I'll look past it. I ain't gonna front. Look, I ain't gonna look in the eye anyway. I'll look past it.
And protection of God-given rights. Period. And until we stop letting
back in the day, disclaimer,
carve us into demographic voting blocks, none of y'all will actually be truly free. You'll remain in your broken space. And as I said, y'all are broken. Thank you for hanging out. Thank y'all, everyone, for being here. God bless.
Man, y'all go sub up to Crystal, man. Go sub up. Go sub up. Got another one for y'all. I bet you didn't know this. Now, this is Sean Crenshaw. Y'all go sub up, man. This is his original content. I want y'all to see this right here. And I'm going to let a little bit of his play in the first part.
Children, gives them diplomas, and these children are illiterate. They cannot read basic sentences. They cannot read cursive. They cannot write in cursive. And that's all intentional. If you understand the history of the educational system, if you understand the history of the teachers union, if you understand the agenda of the Marxists, the communists, and the socialists, if you understand the agenda of the Frankfurt School, if you understand the long march through the institutions, you know one of the main things that they want to do is to dumb down the populace. They dumb down the children to make them more pliable, more malleable, more controllable. And so therefore, they want your child, if your child goes to a public school, your child more than likely, let's say go to a very prestigious public school with parents that are involved and with teachers that care about that child, more than likely they go to a school that is failing. They go to a school that receives a lot of resources, a lot of funding, but the school is failing, and they're failing intentionally. It is intentional for them to do that because they want your child to be ignorant. They want your child to be dumb so they can be controlled, so they can be a useful idiot in their revolution, in what they're looking to push. Case in point, look at these particular students.
Where else did y'all hear that word, useful idiot? I told you that what the SBS sector was, useful idiots. But they flag you, so you gotta just leave them alone. Let them just live in their world of darkness and anger and losing jobs, buying liabilities and silly stuff. Let them live in their delusion that they're winning.
These scholars who have degrees, but they can't read basic sentences.
They say that this generation is cooked. They are well done. Put a fork in them, for real. This video of you all not being able to read cursive is killing me right now.
Riddle.
Hello? What the? It says feeble. And in fact, I'm so happy we learned cursive. I'm so happy we learned cursive.
Pickle?
Oh,
There was one girl that said feeble.
Yeah, where's that?
Oh. Feeble?
Thank goodness.
I struggle with being told that I have to focus on certain standards on grade level text when my kids are not reading grade level. And I just don't really know how to navigate that. Like, I see they're struggling. They're not going to read because they don't understand what they're reading. You're going to give them a test with a
Don't you know the children are the future? Huh? Teaching them the way. Hey, well, how that shit go? If this is our future, goddamn, I'm going beyond the future. I'm getting the hell on. I'm building a bunker. If this is our future, boy, we fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. This is our future. A bunch of emotional kids that don't know Jack Judy. The slaves can read better than this. And y'all wondering why I keep saying we going back to slavery. We going back to slavery. This, man, this shit bad, boy.
Text on it that they don't understand. So they're not going to attempt it because then that makes them feel a specific type of way.
Feel stupid. That's what it means.
They don't want to struggle. And I get that. I do. But at the same time, they're not going to get better either. So it's like a catch-22. Do I push them and try to get them to understand grade level text?
No, that's not the answer.
Or do I come kind of down to their level and try to show them the standards on a text they do understand? Like, is that a possibility?
Yes.
Like,
that's what I would say.
I don't know. It's a really difficult decision to make as a teacher because you're told that they need to be reading grade level text, but at the end of the day, they don't understand the grade level text. So in reality, like, what are we doing? You know?
The is this? Hold up.
Did a teacher say, in reality, what are we doing? I guess wasting time. But all the kids got on Jordans. All the kids look smooth. All the kids dressed up. My baby gonna be the best dressed in this bit. All the kids got on Jordan. All the kids know hip hop, sagging and shit. They'll bring scamming, bitches, turn that money sack. They'll play that in school. They should be playing Hooked on Phonics. Don't you bring no more rappers to this school. Play Hooked on Phonics videos for them. They got tablets. Play Hooked on Phonics for their big ass. You want to sit in there and have everybody dance and spin that shit all day long. Bringing these rap artists to the school to kids that can't read. Interesting.
Exactly, you can't read it either.
The color. Hey, hold up. The color. Hey, the color.
Oh, never mind. You see what happened was.
No, that wasn't real. Ain't no way. Hold on, man. Hold on. That wasn't real. He didn't say color. There's an N in there. He didn't say color. I don't. Let me go back. He didn't say color, though. I don't think he said color.
Grade level text. So in reality, like, what are we doing? You know?
The is this? Hold up.
Exactly, you can't read it either.
The color. Hey, hold up. The color. Hey, the color.
Oh, never mind. You see what happened was when radicals and people with agendas took over the educational system and started pushing things that don't lead to human flourishing, start pushing things that involve social, emotional learning, DEI.
Now, look, that's okay, though. I grew up with kids that couldn't read like that. That's fine. Listen, it's not fine, but it's okay. You can't throw people away. Here's what could happen for this young man. He wouldn't go to college preparatory. He would go to VOTEC, a vocational school. You take this young man and say, hey, you behind, buddy. We're going to still work on your reading, but half the day you're working on skilled trades. You're going to be a tradesman. All you got to do is be able to read the receipt and print out the ticket, but you're going to learn how to do something else other than this, because maybe he's good with his hands, but to not teach him a trade and he can't read, what else can he do but be a shooter? He can't read and you didn't teach him a trade. What is he going to do in life? That's who robbing you. That's who busting you across the top of the head. He can't fill out an application. He can't read. He's gonna be too embarrassed. So that's you. These people are creating these problems.
Critical race theory started to indoctrinate our children to think of themselves as victims, especially black children, and think of themselves as victims, to be oppressed. That you got the white man, you start teaching about intersectionality and all these things that doesn't lead to a person actually learning how to thrive in American society. You get what you have. And combine that when you have the removal of male teachers. Yes, male teachers and male administrators being removed, being pushed out of the public school system, being replaced with these women that are led by their emotions, that are doing things to make people feel good instead of doing things that are rational and logical to produce a person that can actually thrive in this society. This is what you get. But instead of recognizing that, these are the type of consultants, these are the type of people that your child's teacher is listening to. This is the type of person that is informing your child's teachers in public schools.
Everybody look at me. I'm getting ready to tell you something that's probably going to hurt your feelings, but I love you, okay? The parents are not your friends. I'm going to say it again because I want you to hear me. The parents are not your friends, okay? They cannot be trusted, all right? We're laughing, and we may not think it's true, and you may think, oh, no, this is my friend, her child goes to my school. Let something happen to her child and see how y'all friendship go. So with that being said, you got to keep the conversation quick and to the point, right? Quick and to the point. Let them know what you need to let them know and then move on, because they're not your friend. Have you ever seen a bus, a school bus? Now picture yourself under it. That's what's going to happen every time.
Parents are not your friends. I'm going to reserve my comments, but this is what they want. They don't want male dub in a classroom. No. They don't want D Tate in no classroom. No. All the other staffers, all the women, they want to be cool with him. They want to be cool with him. And then there's some rumors about what happened to his son that I'm not going to say, or his child. But yeah, this is what they want. A man in a dress and high heels telling people what to do. But if you are a heterosexual man and you go in there, you better not say shit.
They're going to put you under the bus. You want to know why? Because when it comes down to you, them or their child, who you think they're going to choose? Exactly. So keep the conversations professional and to the point.
So the person you saw is named Mr. Ty. Mr. Ty is some kind of consultant, some kind of teacher, educator, empowering teachers to perform better. That's what he does. He's called the child care whisperer. And so this is what teachers are listening to. Grown man in a skirt with some high heels, with a tight shirt on, with earrings, trying to tell them, don't trust parents. Parents are not your friends. This is the antagonistic environment that's being created between teachers. And why do you think so many teachers don't want to tell parents when their child is quote unquote confused? Why do you think they have these closets that people can go into and change and be the gender that they feel that they are that particular day? Because teachers have been informed not to be friends with parents, not to have a real. What happened to parent-teacher associations? My mom used to go to my PT.
And I don't know if Roland Martin know this, but when you play with black women kids and black folks kids that are really like my mama was, you do anything outside of what she understood to be right with her child, and then it's going to be some furniture moving at the school. And so he right to say don't trust parents, especially if you're doing something that's untrustworthy. The only reason why you would say that, the only reason why you don't want parents to know, and you don't want transparency between kids and parents, is if you're doing something wrong. The moment I would have heard this being talked about at a school that my child is at, then I would want to unenroll my child, because that means you're going to hide things from me. And I want to be transparent with my kid. I don't want them to hide stuff from me. Fuck that.
Meetings all the time. You don't have those anymore. Parents and teachers are at odds against each other. And it's really acute in the black community. That's why these black children don't know how to read in cities like Baltimore and Chicago and places like that, because the teachers don't want to make sure the children are educated properly. They want to indoctrinate them with why you got so many teachers with these pride flags and pushing this stuff on their children? because they are in an antagonistic relationship with their parents, and they are doing whatever they can to indoctrinate those children. They're not there to educate those children. They're there to indoctrinate your child. That's why I recommend that your child, if you're a Christian, your child should either be homeschooled or go to a Christian school, because you don't want to send your child to a teacher that has been educated by this guy.
Hey, my Eli Nation. Listen, I am super excited that I get to have a sit down with one of my former students, Mr. Caleb Chapman, and his mom, Miss Breon Smith. It is amazing to know that he was here when I was teaching, and now Miss Breon has came back, and everything that you see beautifully painted as an accent wall or an accent to the building, she did it by hand. No stencils or anything. She did it by hand. So they have literally been here for the entire journey. And now we'll get ready to have a little quick sit down with them so that you can hear about their experience. Let's dive into it. I did callbacks last night. Callbacks, I'm gonna let y'all have this. Callbacks is when I have tours, and one every night between 7 and 8:30, I sit down and I call those parents back and schedule the tour. Why? Because between that time, they're home, they had a bath, things are over. Dad said, I'm so glad to hear that you are just as professional off of the camera that you are on the camera. You better learn that your culture is important. And you know what you need to write down? The little things matter. The little things matter.
Look at that. Look at it. You got somebody wearing high heels that is empowering and teaching the teachers that teach your child. And you wonder why students are confused when they go to these public schools. Just look at that. That is what you are encountering. And that's why these black students don't know how to read, because the schools are not focused on them learning how to read. Their mission is to indoctrinate and create failing children. Because here's what happens. See, when we removed God out of public school, when they took God out of public school, and the devil came in, and everything went downhill since then. What happens is, when you take hope away, the Bible says hope deferred makes the heart sick. And when you take hope away from a child, when you don't give them any hope, they become nihilistic. Nihilistic means they don't care about the future. They care about the here and now. They have no hope. They don't live for tomorrow. They just live for now. And your life doesn't mean anything to them. They are nihilistic. And so you create nihilistic children, because a lot of these children come from homes that are broken, especially in the black community. They come from broken homes. So you deal with broken children. You go into a broken school system, and it produces a broken adult. Why do you think so many adults can't read or write? Why do you think so many adults are acting a fool in the streets? Because.
Yeah. And Roland Martin he don't talk about this. Come on, Roland Martin. Why you don't talk about stuff like this? They don't never want to talk about this. D.L. Hughley, they don't never want to talk about what they're doing or the lack of what they're doing to these kids. All they want to do is take all the money from white people and give it to people that don't have a tax base or don't do anything. That's it. They will attack billionaires. That's it. Talk about race, attack billionaires, attack jobs, burn down shit. They don't talk about nothing real. What's real is that you got to get these kids back to foundation of education. If some kids are not as smart as other kids, that's okay. They go into a vocational type of situation where you're doing small gas engines, electrical work, carpentry, which are skills that we need. Imagine these kids graduating high school and then they try to learn how to be a carpenter or how to learn anything after not knowing how to read. How are they going to do that? But hey, what do I know?
They have no hope. Hope has been deferred and their hearts are sick. And it all starts in this education system. And the fact that you have teachers that are going to conferences, going to seminars, listening to a man in high heels address them. But it's mostly women. And that's why our schools are failing. But I think they are. I heard somebody tell me the other day, but they're doing this intentionally. They are intentionally failing because that's the plan of the socialists, the Marxists, and the communists. It's the Cloward-Piven strategy to overwhelm the system to where it fails. And it creates chaos. And in the chaos, someone comes in with a solution. And that solution is socialism and Marxism and communism. That's the solution. And that's what they're looking to do. And so they need a new generation of children who are not educated, who've just been passed through, given a diploma, and they can't read. And therefore, they're becoming useful idiots. They're soldiers in their cultural revolution. If your child is in a school that has this person come and speak to them, to their teachers, leave. Run from that school, because that school will not teach your child what that child needs to know, especially if your child comes from a Christian home. We are not victims.
Some people, a real man wears a skirt and heels. To some people, a real man wears a skirt and heels. Yeah, that's to some of them women. You don't see a man sitting there listening to a man in a skirt and heels tell somebody about kids. There will be no man in that room. And they'll call them all kind of names, but they still won't come. I'm not sitting in a room listening to no dude in heels tell me about my child. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm sorry. This is my child. You don't become a better educator. Show me your credentials that make you a better educator. And it better not be these heels. Shit.
For these fools, but I will tell you one thing: when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And when you put people in these kinds of roles, you are going to pay a very dear price. When you see the cost of goods go up, your taxes go up, your lifestyle decline, you're going to find out very quickly that communism is not the way. And if you do a quick history lesson, you will find out that people that
A good old Wesley Hunt got elected in an all-white district, where mostly white district, where, you know, the Democrats saying that can't happen for them. The people that love black people, they all worried that they're gonna lose their seat. But black man got in, but I guess he a coon and Uncle Tom. That's why he got in. But I guess Jim Clyburn ain't a coon or a Tom and an Uncle Tom or whatever, because he still got his seat. But that district he in, boy, Lord have mercy. She better grow a potato, because you damn sure can't buy one. Because what I've seen, the educational system is terrible. Why would anybody want to live there? If I was on Section 8, I would take my Section 8 and go to Georgia. I would get the hell out of that town and go somewhere that I can have a job or have something. There's no way. See you, auntie. See you, grandma. I got to go. I'm not being raised up generation after generation down here.
come from communist nations don't want anything to do with communism. It always fails. And we are celebrating our 250 years of existence because we reject communism, we embrace capitalism, and we will continue to do so under President Trump's lead.
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys pulling up today, man. We got to talk about it, man. More and more young people, more and more young Americans are being sold a fantasy that you can get something for nothing. The Democratic Socialists of America didn't appear.
I thought everybody family told them ain't nothing in life free. I know my mama told me that, boy, ain't nothing in life free. So y'all parents didn't tell y'all ain't nothing in life for free? I just don't understand that. Why do so many people think that what you're getting is free? It ain't no free.
Overnight. They've been organizing since 1982, and the Marxist and communist movements have been trying to reshape America for more than a century. Their ideas, they sound compassionate on the surface, but history tells a much different story. Every nation that has embraced those ideas paid a terrible price in freedom and prosperity. President Trump has called these ideologies among the greatest threats facing America today. We're going to get into it. We got a couple clips to discuss, and I'm 100% in agreement with the president. And a lot of people believe that the president is right. And ultimately, every generation must decide whether it will learn from history or repeat it. Ideas should never be judged solely by how compassionate they sound, but also by real-world results that they've produced. Freedom requires vigilance, wisdom, and a willingness to defend the principles that have made America a beacon of opportunity for generations and generations. And as believers, our hope is not in political parties or in one singular individual, but in God's truth. We should seek wisdom, exercise discernment, and test every idea against scripture and history. See to it that no one takes you captive through philosophy and empty deception, according to human tradition, according to the elemental principles of the world, rather than according to Christ. Colossians chapter 2:8. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
Who is representing people of America on the Hill? They want to eliminate the U.S. Senate. They want to replace the president and the U.S. Supreme Court with an executive and judiciary chosen by a subordinate to Congress. They want amnesty for all immigrants, and they want to defund the Department of War.
This is according to a source in.
So think about this. Let me back this up real quick. They want to get rid of the U.S. Senate. They want to replace the president and the Supreme Court with an executive and judiciary chosen by subordinates to Congress. They want amnesty for all immigrants. And
God, dog, eliminate the Senate, defund the Department of War. So who gonna defend us if they defund the Department of War? What in the hell? Casino said Fox News always putting fear. No, they just reading off the new DSA policy platform. That's what they saying they want. Golly. Replacing the president with a Supreme Court and an executive judiciary chosen by a subordinate to Congress. Chosen by and subordinate to Congress. Golly. Golly. Terrence say, this is real though. See, I saw it firsthand. Golly.
They want to defund the Department of War. So they don't want us to defend ourselves. They want to fundamentally change how, our system looks and how it acts and how it actually protects the citizens. They want to get rid of the Senate. They want to, have this group of people within Congress that makes the decisions. And they want these people to be folks that never have held jobs, that, have never run a business, that don't know anything about money. They want amnesty for all immigrants. So they just, hey, anybody can just come over here. We don't care who you are, what you're about, what you could do for the nation. Just come over here and we'll give you everything. This is a bad idea. And the sad part about it is you got people supporting this foolishness.
War.
This is according to a source inside the DSA.
Yeah, but the main point is that there was this massive talking point that this is just liberal states and, liberal districts where this is happening. I'm sorry. This is happening all across the country.
Yes.
And they have some platforms that a lot of young people and a lot of people that have grievances with the rich are going with. It's anti-American, it's anti-Jew, it's anti-Israel, it's anti the foundation of how this country was built. They believe that our country is deeply flawed and they're winning. So you got to have a Republican Party that speaks truth to power on all of it. They don't even want the police. They don't want any borders. One candidate said, I don't care if they committed a crime and they're a legal immigrant. You still should not be able to deport them. So we're not talking about reasonable people, but you got to make the case because these young people are showing up to vote. And the college educated, I know there were some headlines about us talking about the other day, but these college educated people have been indoctrinated and they're not rational. They don't understand the markets. They don't understand any of that. They understand this new world order and they're voting for this as well. So we got to start focusing back on the college campuses again.
Absolutely. Conservatives have pretty much left.
How the hell can you focus back on a college campus when most of these kids, I said this 4 or 5 years ago, most of these kids, they can read, write on these college campuses. They smart as hell, but they fragile as shit. Soon as Candace Owens, soon as Ben Shapiro, soon as somebody come up, these are supposed to be educators. You're not supposed to be so sensitive that you can't hear a set of facts and then bring your set of talking points to prove who's right and who's wrong. Facts don't care about your feelings. So to have a bunch of educated freakouts that chimp out because Chud the Builder he should have been going to them colleges because that's who chimp out. As soon as they hear something that they don't want to hear, they need to go to the guidance counselor and lay down. Amnesty for immigrants will destroy the black communities, period. They know. That's what they want. That's what they want. But it's sad that people are voting in their own demise only because they don't know no better. They voting in their own demise because they don't know no better. KB, I walk the campus regularly, and these kids are so destroyed mentally, they can't even make eye contact. It's a damn shame. They just go in there so their mama and daddy can go to work and they can be babysitted for a few hours, and they don't give a damn what these kids are learning. It's crazy. You think communism and socialism is going to work? Show me where it's worked. Show me where that's worked. Every time they tried this, it failed. Why would somebody still be trying to do this? I don't get it.
College at this point. It's ran by nothing but socialist, communists, and Marxists at this point. And you send your kid off to these institutions, and they come back radicalized and indoctrinated with some of the most wicked propaganda that you've ever heard. You'll send your kid off to these places and you don't know who the heck they are because they're learning from people like this. You know, one thing I've been thinking about lately is how people sometimes confuse not being reasonable. And so one reason they take a gold.
And, we have a unique
good steward of what you've been entrusted with. Now let's get back into the video.
And, we have a unique responsibility to act from the heart of empire, the belly of the beast. So the most important thing that we can do is take that empire down from within.
Our role ultimately is to facilitate our own empire's failure in ways that we can, ultimately to overthrow our own empire.
U.S. imperialism is not a thing that can be reformed away. It has to be overthrown through revolutionary struggle.
And to build a mass movement that can use the leverage of workers to hit the kill switch on American imperialism here within the American empire.
These are the people that are professors. Wait
a goddamn minute here. these don't look like what is a woman anyway? But these don't look like what is a woman to me. Cause I don't know what a woman is, because the Democratic Party don't know what a woman is. But it seemed like there's a common denominator here. Now she looked like, what is a woman? But some of these I'm confused. I'm just gonna go on mute.
And our role ultimately is to facilitate our own empire's failure in ways that we can, ultimately to overthrow our own empire.
U.S. imperialism is not a thing that can be reformed away. It has to be overthrown through revolutionary struggle.
And to build a mass movement that can use the leverage of workers to hit the kill switch on American imperialism here within the American empire.
These are the people that are professors, they're teachers, and they're pushing this message. And the sad thing is that it's gaining steam. These people they're in offices all around the country at this point. And this ideology is gaining steam because a lot of people do not know. They are ignorant to how things actually work. They're upset with wealthy people, not understanding that wealthy people pay majority of the taxes. It's the craziest thing ever, man, that this is happening, but it is happening. I mean, you see it. Mamdani, who's actually never held a job before, is the mayor of what was once upon a time the mecca of capitalism in the United States of America. You look at the lady out in Seattle, who has never held a job. Her parents were still paying her bills. Upwards until they probably still are paying her bills, but she's running a major city in this country.
Cause we like shit that sound good. We ain't gonna vote for nobody that's real. We like fairy tales and flowers and pixie dust and the tooth fairy and words that make you feel good. We don't want to hear the truth. We get the hell away from people that tell the truth. It's like the scariest thing. They be like, oh hell no, that nigga, he sounding like that. Oh, I'm out. Because there's so much fear now around jobs and everything else that come with telling the truth. There ain't it's so many liars that I love. It don't even make no sense. Everybody gotta lie. You gotta lie. Why? To get corporate dollars, you gotta lie.
And she's running it into the ground. This is happening. Now, there's a lot of people within the Democrat Party that are upset, but in their TDS, in their Trump deranged brains, they've allowed these people to swoop in and take over their party.
Order, right? But it's the Democrats' fault. It's the corporate Democrats. It's all because the Democrats listen to Al Gore or something like that. These people are so stupid, I don't know what to say about it. So now we have this idea that these insurgent Democrats, and what is their solution? Is their solution to beat Republicans, to run against Republicans? No. Their solution is to beat Democrats. Like they're part of the problem. No, you are part of the problem because you're an idiot. And you just believe that pablum nonsense that drifts around the left wing, I don't know, whatever sphere, blogosphere, atmosphere.
Well, they've infiltrated the Democrat Party because they see and they know that the Democrat Party was the easiest to be infiltrated. When you start talking about, when you got a party of people that are morally flawed, let's just keep it a buck, morally flawed, it makes it very easy for them to be infiltrated and to be taken over by these radicalized individuals because the left is radical. And now you got the far left that have basically gone in and taken it over because the far left has infiltrated the school systems. And when I say the far left, I'm talking about these progressive, socialist, communist types. They've infiltrated the churches, the school systems, the colleges. They're in corporate America, and they're in politics. And they're in, at this point, almost every level of politics except the Senate, although they're actually winning primaries. See James Tallarico, see the guy up in the Muslim fella up there in Michigan. They're winning primaries with an opportunity to infiltrate the Senate. We got to get a hold of this. We got to get a hold of it fast.
Hey, man, y'all cutting up in the chat, man. Cito talk about, was that Caitlin Clark? I had to move that shit before I asked that question. And then now Mel Dub talk about, Cito, I'm not going to argue with a woman again that can palm a watermelon. Yeah. Woo, woo. Boy, y'all crazy in this chat, boy. Boy, y'all crazy.
The people on the conservative side of things, got to get your head out the sand, man. And you got to come out full-fledged during the general election and make sure that you keep these crazy people from gaining any more power up the chain.
If Democrats, want more, bigger male following, they probably should tell their friends in the DSA to keep this sort of talk out of the tent, because this is from Metro DC DSA's website saying that we fight for queer, trans, and feminist liberation and against systems of patriarchal capitalist oppression that devalue women and LGBTQIA+ people under the guidance of reproductive justice. Again, Mike, this is what ultimately turns, I think, sane people off. Forget male voters, just common sense people who want a better life for their kids. How does this make any sense?
Yeah, common sense is not so common anymore. You know, men stormed the beaches of Normandy. They run into burning buildings to pull a small girl out. They build, fix, and operate our infrastructure. And this is also an attack on the middle class. But the Democratic Party can't figure this out for the life of them. And it's going to be the death of them. This is not your front man. It's the script you've been running for decades. And it's going to take them decades to recover because they're just not reaching the demographic, and men want nothing to do with it.
When you hear that, you know, as a man, as a young man, how do you support that? How do you support a party of people that is anti-man? That this is
Because what they want to do is radically dismantle this country. A source familiar with the DSA's planning tells Fox News that the party is updating its long-term vision for America next week. And the details, well, they'll grab your attention. The wannabe revolutionaries' agenda has all the sophistication of a ChatGPT document. First on their hit list, abolish the Senate. Oh, who needs representation for each state anyway? Well, while they're planning that, why are they wasting time and money by even running for open seats? Maybe Abdul El-Sayed will actually try to get his medical license now, 10 years later. Second, they'd get rid of the Supreme Court and the president and replace them with a judiciary and executive chosen by Congress. Well, on the court, conservatives for years, they've complained about runaway judges, so we're ahead of you on that, all the way going back to Jefferson and Andrew Jackson. And remember, Robert Bork was so fed up with judicial activism that he thought the court's jurisdiction should be significantly shrunken. So we already have you beat on all that, the way to rein in Article 3 excesses. And eliminating the presidency, well, that's just farcical. It's also another sign of how effective Trump has been in thwarting the entrenched bureaucracy and also in exposing the failures of old Washington. Third, they want to defund the Department of War. Yeah, after all, why should we have any military? If our country is racist and evil and is going to be dismantled anyway, we should just roll over for China and be done with it. I think a communist technocracy would be perfect for the socialists. Everyone follows orders, no religion, no freedom, total control. And we know they already want to abolish ICE, but now they want to grant amnesty for everyone. We've long suspected this. So my response to that, please, please, please make that your first agenda item and talk about it all the time.
I want people to understand what these folks' plan is. They ultimately want to destroy the nation and they want to build up something else. And before that happens, there's a plethora of people that would be willing to put their lives on the line before they would allow something like.
Well, you'd think people will put their life on the line before they allow something like this, but I wouldn't be so sure about that. I don't know. I know some people will, but some people not.
That to happen. And essentially what the DSA wants, you know, I think they want to take us back to what the 1860s. And you guys know what was going on in the 1860s. I think that's the case. These are also the same people that would like to abolish the Second Amendment. Ultimately, they'd like to abolish the Constitution. So they want to get rid of the Department of Defense or the Department of War and also disarm you as a citizen. So they can ultimately put you in bondage, which is what happens in a lot of these socialist communist nations. And once they get their way, they disarm the people. And then at that point, hey, the people are essentially slaves to the system, slaves to the government. And you better not say anything about it because you'll find yourself in a gulag. See what happened down in Venezuela for anybody that decided that they wanted to speak up and speak out against the communist regime. You have people from all around the daggone world fleeing communist nations to get here. And yet you have people in this country that.
What's scary about this is the ideal that masculinity is somehow anti-black, and they have confusing our young black boys of what healthy masculinity is. Yeah, man. Shh, boy, I ain't even gonna speak on that.
Like to make us look like them.
Salute to you, bro.
Makes no sense, man.
I feel like the money needs to come from somewhere, so why not from the people who have ample?
And give it back to the people.
Yeah.
So what if I told you that there's about 1,000 billionaires in the United States? If we liquidated everything they own and taxed them 100% on their wealth and income, we could fund the government for 9 months.
Oh yeah.
Then we'd be broke. 100% on their wealth and income, we could fund the government for 9 months.
Oh yeah.
Does it look like this woman is being effective and putting her best foot forward Does it look like she's going to land a Fortune 500 gig? Does it look like she's focusing on being an attorney? You can tell the way she's dressed that she's probably not going in the direction of being somebody successful. So what does she say? We should just take money from the people who have it and let's give it to the people who don't. Wow. So here it is. I'm standing here as a welfare recipient, as a teenager and as a kid, and I made it to where I don't have to be on welfare. So now, because I've made it to where I don't have to be on welfare, did the American dream thing, now I have to give my money to people that didn't get up the way that I did, that didn't work hard as I did. I don't think I would like that. I don't think so. I don't think nobody would like that. I don't give a damn if I was working at McDonald's. I'm not giving you nothing. What the?
Then we'd be broke.
Well, it's not like we're not broke now, so.
Well, New York City is broke. It has a huge budget deficit, billions of dollars.
I think regardless of whether they were completely, all their assets were liquidated, all the money out of their bank account was gone, I feel like they're in a position where they would be fine regardless. They have.
Oh my goodness. So you liquidate their bank account. You take all the money out of their bank account and you're going to liquidate all their assets, but somehow they're just going to be okay. Do you know what white men do to themselves when you take all of their money? They usually go somewhere and they get a little handgun and they unalive themselves. How are they going to be okay if you liquidate their account and take all their money? How does that make any sense to say on a mic? But hey.
Ample resources. They can do quite literally anything they want.
Well, I think you're right about that. They can do whatever they want. So if we tax them a lot, they can leave, or they can choose not to start new businesses or expand their businesses and create jobs.
Yeah.
And if they left, then who are we going to tax?
Well, then I guess it's up to everyone else to look out for each other. So if that comes in the form of higher taxes, then so be it.
I mean, like Ken Griffin, for example.
I wouldn't want to be nowhere with this woman talking about we finna look out for each other. You know she lying. You know she ain't gonna do no work. She look like the type that wants somebody else to do the work for her. There's no way. Hey man, we all gonna pitch in. We gonna vouch for one another. All right, everybody come back with $1. She come back with nothing. Come on, man.
He said he's taking his business down to Miami, but billionaires like him that create a lot of jobs here in New York could just up and leave.
Right, exactly.
And then we lose that tax revenue.
It don't make sense.
The people in Miami who have either moved to Miami, a lot of their values are not in alignment with maybe New York values.
There's a lot of Cubans down there that escaped communism.
Yeah.
They're very conservative.
Right, exactly. Their population has very, again, different views from a New York standard population, I guess.
So their economy's growing and New York's is shrinking.
Well.
So maybe let me offer an alternative. Maybe if we don't blame the billionaires and overtax them.
Look at how she respond to simple logic. Well, their economy is growing and New York is shrinking. Well, I don't give a damn. Just take their money. Them billionaires gonna leave, lady. I've been trying to tell you. You're not gonna tell no billionaire what to do. That's why they trying to tax them before they leave now. In California, they trying to tax the billionaires on the way out the door. They so trying to control people. We're gonna get the money somehow. We're gonna delay a tax on your ass. Like what? No way.
Again, different views from a New York standard population, I guess.
So their economy's growing and New York's is shrinking.
Well.
So maybe let me offer an alternative. Maybe if we don't blame the billionaires and overtax them, then they'll want to stay here and build businesses in New York and invest in New York because it's profitable to do so. And that actually spreads around to everybody beneficially.
But that's not happening.
Well, it's not happening now because people are fleeing New York because Mamdani came in.
I am okay with existing in a society where billionaires don't exist at all. So if that is at the cost of their lack of business, their lack of employment, whatever, I'm okay with that.
This is sad because this is a person that's probably going to college, or maybe they're currently in college and they want a job. And then these are the same people that will graduate college and say there's no jobs. I mean, it's so crazy. These people have been brainwashed to despise people that have risked their livelihood to build and grow a business that employs people. Because the last time I checked, poor people do not employ people. It's wealthy people and people who are willing to take a risk. These are people that aren't willing to take a risk. And I would put any amount of money on it. If you asked her, how much money do you have in your pocket? Okay, take 70% of that and just go give it away. She would say no. It's the craziest thing. And my
Well, probably don't have no money in her pocket. She won't hesitate to use her body as currency when they pull up to the table. Yeah. She sit back and do nothing. I don't have nothing, but you can have this. Boy, this shit's sad.
Thing is, instead of trying to change our country, there's a plethora of other places in the world that already are communists. How about you just move?
Otherwise, they don't want to do that. That sounds like it make too much sense for her to move. Yeah, that would make too much sense. If she just go ahead and move to a communist country, that would make too much sense. No, who gonna listen to her cry then? She want to come and cry. She want to be on Instagram. KB, I wish that the guy would ask her if she ever got a job from a poor person. No, she ain't never got a job from a poor person. You ain't gonna ever get a job from a poor person. But she said we could just sit around and help each other. Help each other do what? Tell us how you broke and I'm broke too? We're not gonna be able to help each other if we all broke. You gotta have people that take the risk and allow you to work, and hopefully you do a good job. So as they go, you go. If you're not gonna take a risk, you want to be around a bunch of people that take no risk, but just sit up here and talk about, oh, we gonna make it. We gonna make it. Well, it don't work that way.
There if you want to go and live in a communist society. I don't understand these people, man. I'm sure the Cubans would gladly take you. I'm sure the Chinese would take you. I'm sure there are places around the world that are communist that would take you. But you don't want to go there. And if you did go there, you would be dying to come back to America as quickly as possible. You know it, I know it.
Hey, Mandami, I quite actually like this sculpture. But look down, you forgot something. Because that's what socialism brings anywhere it goes. Because unlike you, Mandami, we have actually lived in a socialist country. If you like socialism so much, why didn't you try it in Uganda, where you're from? In our country, we tried it. I'm sure that's not real socialism, because real socialism, wherever has been tried, results in this. This is late stage socialism for you. Not only the death and destruction of human beings, but the death and destruction of a society, the death of opportunity, the death of prosperity, the death of dreams of millions and millions of people. And we're here in Liberty Park in the middle of the Mojave Desert here in California, reminding you of that, Mandami, because in these countries where we're from, where socialism takes place, a fascist regime always tells us to quiet our mouths. We couldn't do a video like you did on 4th of July, sitting there real pretty in your desk in New York City. This is
He says, so educational institutions make more money at the same time students get dumber. Yep. Salute to you, bro. This shit crazy. It's never worked, but this is what they talking about though. This is what I don't understand. Why won't Roland Martin talk about this? Why does he keep making it seem like that's all people care about? No, people see that you're making people hate people with money. And some black people got money now. We don't want to hate people with money. What the fuck? You making our families hate us when we got a little money. It ain't about that. It's about the work.
I quite actually like this sculpture, but look down, you forgot something. Because that's what socialism brings anywhere it goes. Because unlike you, Mandami, we have actually lived in a socialist country. If you like socialism so much, why didn't you try it in Uganda, where you're from? In our country, we tried it. I'm sure that's not real socialism, because real socialism, wherever has been tried, results in this. This is late stage socialism for you. Not only the death and destruction of human beings, but the death and destruction of a society, the death of opportunity, the death of prosperity, the death of dreams of millions and millions of people. And we're here in Liberty Park in the middle of the Mojave Desert here in California, reminding you of that, Mandami, because in these countries where we're from, where socialism takes place, a fascist regime always tells us to quiet our mouths. We couldn't do a video like you did on 4th of July, sitting there real pretty in your desk in New York City. This is the result of socialism.
Wow, that was powerful. And she's absolutely right. And these people wouldn't dare go to these places. And they push an agenda that makes no sense. And I think a lot of it is because they're ignorant.
Okay, this is for all the young people who think socialism is the solution to all of your problems. Socialism is actually the cause of all of your problems. It's not the solution. So socialism, starts off sounding very reasonable, like it's the normal reason why we have a government, right? We all pay taxes into a central fund. And then that central fund is used to pay for roads and bridges and sewer systems and parks and police departments and fire departments in it. But then over time, people think that, well, this central fund should be used for all sorts of things like healthcare and schools and free buses and free trains and to help the homeless and to help the drug addicts and to help the orphans and to help the children and to help the retirees and to help the immigrants and to get free childcare and free everything, free, everything's free, right? But it's all coming out of this central fund. But the problem is we get a government full of people who just say yes to anything because it's not their money. It's not their money, so they can make promises. And so they end up just saying yes to everything. And all the people who say no, who say, wait, hold on, no, we can't pay for everything. Those people lose their elections because they get attacked. Oh, well, you're mean. You don't like you're a mean person, and they lose the election. So you get government full of people who just say yes. And this is what happens in places like New York the other night, where all these democratic socialists, DSA people, they're just people who just say yes. It's like it's like children. I mean, at some point you have to say no. Like an adult has to say no. An adult has to recognize that we live in a world of scarce resources. There are limits to the resources that we have. We can't give, everything to everybody. So, and the problem is, of course, that America has had politicians who say yes, 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 yes to everything for years, for decades. And government gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And what happens, of course, is you get more. Every time government expands, every time you create a new department or a program and you hire people, those people transform from taxpayers to tax consumers. So the more tax consumers there are, the more the burden on each taxpayer goes up.
Yeah.
And so you can't have everybody. This is what Frederick Bastiat said in 1850. Government is the great fiction through which everyone seeks to live at the expense of everyone else. All these young people.
And that's what Roland Martin don't want to talk about. People that understand money, understand business, understand life, know that this is not going to work. It's never worked. It hadn't worked nowhere else. So they're playing on your top. They're playing on people top, telling them everything is free when they can't give you everything free. They don't have the money to give you everything free. The government don't make no money. They collect money. Kwame, I was married to someone like her while in service. People like them always say money isn't real, but quick to old mother effer. They don't even believe in budgeting and saving. Yeah, because it's your money. Sorry that happened to you, Darius. That's your money. That's why they don't believe in budgeting and saving. Why do I gotta save your money? As long as you making more, we can spend more. They don't care. Salute to you, bro.
People these days think that, well, we'll just tax the rich more and we'll have all the money in the world. No, you're not going to have all the money in the world because we already tax the rich, and we're already broke. We're already $40 trillion in debt. We already spend 30% more than we take in. So we would have to raise taxes by 30% just to break even. And then you want to add programs? So no, this doesn't work. It never works. It's a stupid idea. Socialism is a stupid idea. The reason why everything in this country is so expensive is because of socialism. Socialism is not the solution. Socialism is the problem.
Facts. Who wants to live in a country where you're being taxed 65 to 75% of your money when you're working 3/4 for the government?
Everybody, apparently. Let me drop this link for Taryn. Taryn said he had a video to show us. But everybody, apparently. Everybody wants to live off the government, I guess. They used to pick on people they used to pick on me when I was on welfare. Now everybody want to be on welfare. Ain't that you know what? I used to have to walk up there with the stamp so Somalis just get straight cash, homie. Yeah, man, this ain't right. This is not cool. Yeah, where the hell I get all these emails from? Jesus Christ. Where I get all these emails from? But I got to show somebody something. Says she want to run her mouth like that. Let me play this. Says she want to run her mouth like that. Chrissy, you better not never come back to my page.
What you gonna do in North Africa? You come to our country to steal and you leave your country. Why? This country.
These men are migrants with dreams of being smuggled to Europe by sea.
Excuse me, can I speak to you? We are going inside. Have a sit near place. Have a sit near place.
They come in their thousands from Niger, Mali, Nigeria, Ghana. It's hard to believe that these are the lucky ones, rescued from warehouses like the one in which we witnessed the auction. They're sold if those warehouses become overcrowded or if they run out of money to pay their smugglers. Of these rescued men, so many here say they were held against their will. It doesn't take us long to find victory.
Just take us home. No food, no drinking water. Just take us home. Want to go? No food, no water, nothing.
Victory was a slave.
We know that some people are being sold.
Yes.
Some people are being sold. Is this something you've heard about? Can you tell us about that?
Sure.
Tell us.
I was sold.
What happened?
On my way coming, I was sold. Merciless beating. If you look at most of the people here, if you check their body, you see the mark, they're beating. With electric, even your boot or they took something like a sharp object. Understand? Most of them lost that.
It was an Arab man that used gun to hit my eyes. You see what I'm passing through. I can't ever tell. I don't just know. For those Arab people, we cannot tell. We just pray to God to save us, we Nigerians, another country from the hands of the Libyans. At least they should try their best. I've spent 2 years plus. But for me staying there now, it's close to 7 months. It was because of the sweat. On my body, I've got white. We have not taken our bath since 2 months. Just to bath, maybe to brush. If some people should open their body, they fix pipe inside their private part, pipe to piss. Tell some people to open their body. They should put their body for you. You will see that these people have finished us. Is it bullet wound? Is it the gunshot? Even when we are going to eat, they beat us. We are going in.
We have over 150 Nigerians inside the place. And in my presence, 3 Nigerians were shot dead and thrown into a river in a place called Suleiman. The youth, they should get involved in politics. Me, I like politics very well. You should get involved in politics. If people are in politics, people can bring a change. All these people are old. These leaders are old. They don't care about us. Let's come together with the youth. Let's sanitize each other. Nigeria can be better through us.
Can you imagine if it was Americans being sold as slaves in Libya? Can you imagine if Europeans were being sold as slaves in Libya?
Stupid black Africans. What you come do in North Africa?
What's up, Terry?
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I had to play that for Chrissy O,
How you
Miss
doing,
I Know
KB?
Everything. Go ahead,
You
bro.
hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, I can't hear y'all. Hold up. Let me.
All right.
I still can't hear you. Hey, I'm gonna jump back down. I'm gonna jump down and come back up. Give me a
All right,
second.
bet. I'm gonna drop him down and then play the video. Oh, he back? You back, Terry? Oh, I need to kick this one. Watch this. Let's play this one.
They asked them not to do it, but they did it anyway. Just before the president departed Ankara, the New York Times leaked classified information about Air Force One's self-defense capabilities, and they ran it at a moment of renewed hostilities with Iran and renewed threats to the president. On July 11th, the Department of Justice issued subpoenas to the 4 authors of that Times article. The DOJ made clear that it's looking for the source of the leak, and the leak of that classified information impacted national security. The real question is that throughout our nation's history,
Can y'all hear me?
from eliminating American presidents.
Yeah, I hear you. Hold on.
And today,
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Really, the key points is at around a 350 mark. I like this. It goes. This she talks about a lot of stuff going on with people trying to take out Trump and who's doing it and who got the political apparatus, all that stuff. But the I think 350 mark she started talking about some of your talking points, which is crazy.
Benefits from eliminating American presidents. And
About
today,
350.
what has those forces in full panic mode? I'm Susan Kokinda, and by the end of this video, I'm going to show you what this administration is doing that have made the stakes higher than they've been in over 100 years. Here's what I'm covering. First, the pattern behind the Air Force One leak. Second, the policy behind that pattern, and why neither Mark Levin nor the Washington Post like it. And third, how the loss of that policy has compromised our national security and how this administration is rebuilding it. So the New York Times reporters have been subpoenaed to testify before a federal grand jury in Manhattan on Wednesday, July 15th. The subpoenas were issued by Jay Clayton, the U.S. attorney in Manhattan. Now, Clayton is clearly not a lightweight. President Trump has recently nominated him to become the new Director of National Intelligence, and his confirmation hearing is scheduled for the same day that the reporters have been ordered to appear in court. So as this plays out, the narrative is already being framed. On the one side, you'll have those wrapping the New York Times and its reporters in the First Amendment. On the other side are the justified charges that the New York Times is fake news, it was an integral part of the first-term coup attempt, and it is just terminally anti-Trump. But there's something much deeper going on here. Aside from the who involved in the Air Force One leak, a leak which clearly threatened the security of the President of the United States, the more important question is the why. Now, President Trump himself named it over 2 months ago in the wake of the armed attack on the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which he and much of his cabinet were attending. He was asked by a reporter why he thinks this keeps happening to him.
Well, you know, I've studied assassinations, and I must tell you, the most impactful people, the people that do the most, you take a look at the people, Abraham Lincoln, I mean, you go through the people that have gone through this where they got them, but the people that do the most, the people that make the biggest impact, they're the ones that they go after. They don't go after the ones that don't do much because they like it that way. And when you look at the people that have either, whether it was an attempt or a successful attempt, they're very impactful people. Just take a look at the names here, the big names.
Did you catch that? The president told you that there's a pattern, and he named one of the big names, Abraham Lincoln. 36 years later, another big name, William McKinley, was assassinated. Those two presidents bookended the 19th century American system revival. Lincoln launched it, McKinley perfected it, and both paid for it. Donald Trump is now reviving it again, by name and in practice. Understanding that is going to give you the basis to get above the
You can
headlines.
skip a little bit
And if you
up
want the
on
real
this part.
storyline, the one they've spent 100 years burying, subscribe to Story 100 Years, and the fire becomes the Trump said it.
Communism is a loser, and it always will be. The communist system is the opposite of the American system, and the communist system has never worked.
Did you catch that? He said the American system. And that wasn't a one-off by the president. His team has been openly giving speeches about Hamilton and the American system for months now. And most recently, Vice President J.D. Vance threw down the gauntlet in terms of what the American system is replacing. The vice president went on the Michael Knowles show, and he said the quiet part out loud. He said the economics of the American right are now much more Alexander Hamilton than Milton Friedman. And he called that Hamiltonian tradition the future of American conservatism. Well, the free market establishment lost its mind in attacking Hamilton. Mark Levin jumped in to Milton Friedman's defense. He said, President Reagan was a great admirer and friend of Milton Friedman. He often sought his input on economic policies. And then he attacked Hamilton as socialism light. The so-called nationalist populists are more socialist light than capitalist and Republican. And then he said he was looking forward to the debate. Well, so are we. Because here's where it gets even more interesting. Other free market defenders came at the argument from exactly the opposite side. The president of the Club for Growth, David McIntosh, told the vice president flat out that he was dead wrong, insisting instead that Hamilton was really a free marketeer all along. So the free market defenders can't even agree on what Hamilton was. Levin calls him socialist light. McIntosh says he was really a free marketer. They're arguing about which box to put Hamilton in. Meanwhile, on the left, the Washington Post is having its own problems. The Washington Post's David Lynch published a piece on Sunday with this headline: Trump attacks communists. Both want a bigger government role in the economy. Now, the problem that Lynch is having, and this apparent paradox, is what happens when you live in a world of the past century, where the American system was eliminated, and your only two choices are big government socialism versus little government or no government free market. So in that world, if Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and Scott Bessent want to use the powers of the federal government to protect and advance industry, and with it, the wages and living standards of American workers, the only thing Lynch can compare it to is socialism. Well, before joining the Washington Post, Lynch reported for Britain's Financial Times, a paper that's been preaching free trade from the City of London for almost 140 years. And ignoring the American system has been part of their business model. Because that empire wants you trapped in their binary world of free market versus communism.
Hey, KB, you better get to your trading coding right now. This next little segment, because what they doing? She said something key, talking about with the Hamiltonian system. It promotes industry, meaning it promotes trades. It promotes promote people, us men going out here doing the trades and stuff to build the industries and stuff. That's really what it was all designed to do. So she about to get. This is what they about to do with the trades and stuff. That this is where your part come in. This next part.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. Okay.
And susceptible to the policies that have gutted our economic and national security over the past decades. The president, the vice president, the Treasury Secretary, and the rest of the team have broken that trap, and they've brought back to life a system that will restore our sovereignty and strength. And it is that system, which is being put into action, that places American presidents in the crosshairs. So here's the part they really don't want you to see: the disastrous effect of free trade policies on our economy and on our national security. Not in academic debates about money flows, but in empty welding bays with nobody standing in them. Friedman's free trade didn't just offshore cheap consumer goods. It offshored the productive muscle of our country, the skilled trades, the manufacturing, the workforce Hamilton's tariffs were built to protect in the first place. And decades later, the bill has come due. And it's come due in the one place a nation cannot afford to be hollow: in defense industrial production. Listen to the dirty jobs guy, Mike Rowe, talk about the problem in an interview with J.D. Vance.
I mean, for every 5 tradespeople who retire, like the one you just described, 2 replace them. And it's been that way 11, 12 years. So the math ain't great. Look, we need some sort of national effort to reinvigorate the trades.
Yes.
I don't think the solution is .gov, the end, but I don't think there's a solution without you guys.
Agreed.
The reason why every time a tradesman retired, there's another 2 to take his place, because they all coming from Mexico. It ain't American boys. It ain't American blacks. Nobody work on the side of the road.
But we about to get to that part. We about to get to that part. What they about to do? All right. All right.
Well, 15 years later, your Department of War called me. And I don't know if you've been read into this thing entirely, but the new campaign, they basically said yes to what I pitched 15 years ago. It's called Build Freedom. I mean, when they tell me they need 400,000 welders and electricians for our subs, and when they tell me that the new infrastructure build out is 10 trillion and the need for electricians and data centers, dude, the math ain't mathin'.
400,000 welders and electricians for the submarines alone. That's not a labor shortage. That's a country that forgot how to build the things that keeps it alive. The math ain't math because for decades, the people running our economy told us the real economy didn't matter, just the markets. Let someone else build it cheaper overseas, ship the jobs out, and call it efficiency. Now, remember Mark Levin, the man who called Hamilton a socialist? He's also one of the loudest voices in America for military strength and confronting Iran. And when he makes that case, he reaches for two names, Ronald Reagan and Milton Friedman. Well, that doesn't hold up. Reagan didn't build the strongest military on earth on free trade policies. When foreign imports threatened American factories, Reagan used tariffs and other government tools to protect semiconductors, steel, and machine tools, all critical elements of a defense industrial base. And Friedman? That free trade doctrine is the exact doctrine that emptied these welding bays. It's the reason we could be 400,000 welders and electricians short. Well, here's the bill, and here's who's finally paying it. The War Department just put $10 million into Mike Rowe's foundation to rebuild the skilled trades pipeline from the ground up, state by state, starting in Texas, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. There are 7 million open positions and a plan to fill them with Americans who can make things again. They call it Build Freedom. And that name tells you everything. Levin calls Hamilton a socialist. Vance
Hey, you can
calls
pause it right
Hamilton
now.
the future. And the Pentagon just put 10 million.
So hey, it's efforts being made. That's all I want to show you. It's efforts being made and getting back in the trades and stuff. So hey, that's an opportunity for anybody. Hey, y'all want to get our kids back in trades, and if you want to get in trades, hey, go look that shit up. Hey,
Damn
it's
right.
time to get on. We need quit whining and quit start making things work. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta get back to work. Gotta go do my trade. And y'all take care.
All right, salute, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we got to get back to the trades because that's the only time that men can be men. It's the only time that men can tell the truth. Don't nobody care if a plumber or electrician come to their house. I don't give a fuck who the electrician vote for. Get the power back on. Yeah, I don't give a good guy who got doggone who you voted for if you a plumber. Just get this shit up. Yeah, I don't care. You know, nobody's coming there when you come to their house to fix a problem. Hey, oh, wait. Before you step in my damn yard, do you like Trump or do you not? Melanie Scott said, great video, great live, KB. Keep up the good work. Bust life. Salute. Appreciate you. Yeah, man, this is crazy. This is crazy. But hey, it get worse, boy. We're going back to segregation. I'm telling you. Look at how they got people chipping out. This dude is a working man chipping out like this. Watch this. They got people chipping out. These are the interaction between black and white now. Where they do this at? I don't see this type of situations. I live in Atlanta. Well, I don't see these type of situations.
Fort Myers, Florida. Not this place again. Road rage turns violent when this man tries to run another man off the road after calling him the N-word several times. He has been identified. Watch this.
Look at it.
I'm a bitch ass what? Nick, beat your ass. I will. Bitch ass come on, I'll beat your I bet you got a gun. Phone down. What was phone down? Put the phone down. You over man ass dumbass nigga. Look what you're doing. Look what you're doing.
Trying to run the man off the road. Police
Say hello to Ivan Blanco of Wright Construction.
Look at the man. Look at the man up there. Wright Construction, y'all. Now we got a job we can call Wright Construction. What his name is? Alvin. What's his name again? Wright Construction. Ivan Blanco. Little old short, little stubby fat punk. Just mad for no reason. Look at what he did. Do not talk about his height. I forgot. Do not talk about his height. We don't care how tall you are. Don't bring no attention to the size shirt that he wearing either. Don't bring no attention to that because we don't care. We all inclusive over here.
This is actually incredible. Ivan won an award at his company for relentless safety. You know, that's just the work ethic Ivan has. When it comes to safety, he is relentless. And when it comes to not safety, oh, he's also relentless. There's nothing that justifies that sort of violence and racism, but it does not surprise me that in Lee County, the driver was calling the police to tell him that this man already ran him off the road while he's running them off the road again, and the police don't even take a plate number. That does not surprise me. That's exact professionalism I've come to expect from Lee County Sheriff, at least.
I'm a bitch ass what?
Oh, these are the encounters. He talking about a tall T. These are the encounters that we having now. This little short, stubby, and knowing damn well if that dude would have probably got out the car, like he said, he probably would have pulled a weapon. Now, I gotta say, this is one of the dumbest criminals in the world. Hey, this guy worse than Pooh Shiesty. Both of them dumb as hell to me. But I ain't gonna say that about Pooh Shiesty too loud, because that motherfucker might have some more certified cirkies around. I don't know. So I ain't gonna say nothing too much about him. He might have some certified cirkies, whatever the hell he said. So let's move right along. This guy is the dumbest man that I ever heard walk the earth.
It is, but I came across it. You hear me? Man, look at this goofy.
We turn now to the rapper arrested after bragging about getting unemployment benefits. He's now charged with scamming the system after applying for more than $1 million in aid. Here's ABC's Megan Tavrisian.
This morning, a rapper who bragged about getting rich from defrauding the government has been arrested, accused of doing exactly that. Fontrell Antonio Baines, who goes by the stage name Nuke Bizzle, is accused of applying for more than $1.2 million in jobless claims intended for those impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. Video titled EDD, posted on September 11th, Baines is holding stacks of envelopes from the Unemployment Development Department, bragging about getting rich. Another rapper boasting about going to the bank with a stack of these. Those envelopes, presumably debit cards for those filing for unemployment.
You got the name and number, I got the edit.
Baines' music video painting a remarkably similar picture to what federal prosecutors argue actually happened. Authorities saying the rapper used stolen identities to apply for jobless benefits.
Hell yeah. Man, listen, man. I never pray for a motherfucker to go to jail, but some people need to go to jail. That's one of them. I don't give a fuck. He sent himself there, and he need to be there. Because evidently his brain ain't working. He need to sit down a little bit. You gonna hop your happy ass on something where you go viral at every motherfucking day and think you not gonna get caught. Nigga, do you know what you just did is a fucking crime? You criminals today, bro. Y'all not only just tell on yourself, it's getting ridiculous. You doing it for clout. It's like y'all don't make money to, to fulfill your needs and bring people up, you know what I'm saying? And actually, you know what I'm saying, to have a better life. Y'all do that shit for clout. Y'all don't even give a fuck about the money. Who the fuck gets rich and do it for clout, for likes, for viral? That is the whole point of the likes to viralness. You goofy niggas is backwards. Once I get money, nigga, like, no. Hey, who the fuck raised you, my nigga? Nigga, cause this shit is crazy, dog. This is what I mean. Scamming has gotten at an all-time high. We can't do shit no more. If y'all ain't noticed, everything we got to go get redone. I mean, niggas gonna took your identity from every goddamn thing. It don't matter. Taxes, all this shit. PPP loans. That's why I got to go now. I can't even get back on the plane until I go get another goddamn driver license because I need a birth certificate. Like, god damn, niggas is out here like that. All because of goofy niggas like him. Now, don't get me wrong. This is the new drugs. These niggas are scamming. Don't get me wrong. There's some motherfuckers out here smart than a bitch. They ain't gonna get caught. But you niggas here, now I ain't gonna, like I said, I don't get mad about this type of shit because I know that the white folks been doing this a day at a time, so Trump don't got it in. You know what I'm saying? This is how everybody. But the difference between them motherfuckers, I guarantee you wasn't on this motherfucker making rap videos talking about look at me good and buying this wasting and this shit. That nigga put that bitch in stock homes and shit like that. They came up off the motherfucker. You never know how they came up until they come all the way up or do something goofy. But you motherfuckers, you get some money and just give it away. You just let me make you understand, bro. You just scam for them. Say like, You just cared for a whole other man. They like, thank you, appreciate you, and put you in jail. Like, think about that, dog. You was a slave. Let me tell you how you was a slave when I'm out of here, man. Them niggas made you scam without even being there, right? Listen to me. You went and made them some money. They came and got your ass, right? Took all the money, seized everything, right? And sent your ass to prison for real slavery. So you went and made a nigga millions of dollars, stole from somebody else, and somebody else got the other money you got, all for your ass to sit in prison. That's what y'all do with your one life. Y'all wild, man. Y'all gotta wake up, man. Y'all come below this radio. Chill.
Shout out to Hood News. He said that's a test tube, baby. Late Robin Harris. Salute, man. All for clout. All just a stunt. People don't care nothing about no getting a lick and making money and dipping off and being low key. Cause how they gonna get the girls? They don't care nothing about that. They want to show you that money. They got to put it in your face. You got to stunt on a Negro. You got to buy a Draco. You got to walk around. You got to have the YN starter kit. You got to look cool. You can't just be a regular dude. Why would you want to be a regular dude? Ain't nothing regular. Celebrity everything. Till somebody treat your ass like a celebrity. Then it's, oh, I want my respect. I'm real. Don't treat me like no celebrity. Motherfucking dummy. Listen, y'all, I'm going to take a brief intermission, and then Chucky is ready to go on some basketball talk. We'll be right back with some basketball talk in about 45 minutes. Some basketball talk. I'm up out of this thing. I'm gone. Appreciate everybody who super chatted. Appreciate everybody who, KB, now they're the victims. Appreciate everybody who super chatted. Appreciate everybody who, oh, yeah, he definitely going to be a victim. Don't take him away from his kids. There won't be nobody out there shouting saying that. But yeah, man, appreciate all y'all. I'm up out of this thing. I'm gone.